Nobody's in the chat yet, but we'll see. We'll keep it going, and people will catch it later.
Mm-hmm.
Things up, so we're gonna be good. Unfortunately, I scheduled this at the same time as the Gaining Ground schedule.
Oh.
We'll catch it later.
Mm-hmm.
Things up, so we're gonna be good. Oh shit! You see? Okay, there we go. All right, so here we go. So we're on and we're live, and welcome to Straight Talkin' Fedora Chick. And my special guest, Nova Reii Reacts.
Hello, 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 hello.
So right now, we'll wait a few minutes before we start the festivities, and then we'll just get started, and people will catch up later. I leave as many of you know, I leave all these streams up. So if you're coming in late or you're coming in earlier, like I said, Gaining Ground is also doing a live stream at the same time. So
Yeah.
he's doing his weigh-in, his two guys weigh-in, I keep forgetting he does that every Wednesdays.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Hey, Hearts Love.
Hi, Hearts Love.
Meet Nova Reii Hearts. Hearts is one of my oldest mods.
Oh, okay. How are you, Hearts Love?
Good. Excellent. So we're waiting for a few minutes to see if a few more stop in. And if not, we'll just jump right in and people will catch up later. Yeah. So I thought while we wait, we can give a quick definition of red pill. And I've got something out of Business Insider. So we're going to share the screen and put up the article.
Okay.
And I'm not going to read the whole article. We're just going to read just that little highlight. Hearts Love says it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, Hearts Love.
She's great. Okay, here we go. All right. Do you see it?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to define red pill according to Business Insider. I can link this article for anybody who wants to peruse through it a little later on. It's welcome to the red pill, an internet community on Reddit. Of course, that's where it all happened.
Right.
We were talking about that before we turned the switch on live. We were talking, it all happens on Reddit.
Right.
Fake news and
and enlightenment, apparently.
yes. I'm feeling more enlightened. Are you?
Okay. Yeah.
I am. Entertained at least. Here we go. Community on Reddit founded on the general belief that women have it better than men. Oh boy. Well, apparently not if you're over the age of 25, because that's one of the videos we're going to be reacting to.
Right. I mean, it's funny, and not to interrupt you, but the idea that women have it better than men. However, the majority of red pill dating coaches or whatever will actually still judge women on their age and how they look shows exactly how good we have it.
I know, right?
Like, so okay, you could go ahead.
Red pill is not a dating advice bulletin. Could have fooled
right. Mm-hmm.
They
sure
bad advice, but advice nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
Bad advice,
right?
But rather a forum for people, men mostly, exploring an ideology that revolves almost exclusively around gender. Those who, quote unquote, swallow the pill maintain that it's men, not women, who have been socially disenfranchised. Any comment about that?
Yeah. I mean, okay, so this idea that men have been disenfranchised in certain pockets of society, that may be valid, but I think what people tend to forget or actually neglect to mention is that this disenfranchisement of men in these pockets of society are a result of the women being disenfranchised originally. So and I guess we'll go into this later on. So when you look at like one of the main parts of society that you will often hear as some sort of complaint, so to speak, is child support or is alimony. But that originates from women or not being able to work, not being able to make their own money. So they needed alimony or they needed child support. So it's a direct result of a way that we were already disenfranchised. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, because back in the old days, I mean, the roles were clearer,
Yes.
better or worse, they were clearer. Women stayed at home and looked after the house and the children, and the men went out to work.
Right.
They
Exactly.
it was a single income household. Of course, nowadays that's no longer realistic.
Right.
But yeah, it is. Okay, so onward. Feminism is considered a damaging ideology, and red pillars are quick to cite examples that bolster their points. Some going so far as to argue that society is outright anti-male. Right. No,
Right.
no. I don't think so.
No.
No. Red pill followers have their own politics, language, and culture. Okay. That they do.
That's true.
It's weird, but it is what it is. And they're growing. They're growing. Isn't that nice?
Unfortunately.
They're growing like weeds. Like the Rona.
Right.
That word we can't mention on YouTube.
Right.
8 months ago, Red Pill had only 100 followers. I don't know when this article was published. So 8 months from where? I don't know. Anyways, it started. Today it has more than 15,000. I don't know when this article was written, but yeah, I'm sure it's more than 15,000. Hey, Squirrel, good to see you.
Hey, Squirrel.
We have a dude here. Pleased to see you, Squirrel.
Hello.
Squirrel's cool. The squirrel is cool.
What's up, Squirrel?
Yeah, Squirrel. Cool.
I think that's an interesting, like, if you look at society as it is and say it's geared towards women, I think that as I stated before, I think that there's some truth to that, but it's almost like that saying, like, lay in a bed you make, so to speak.
Yeah.
Society has created a bed where women had to be sort of protected, because that was generally the justification for the oppression of women. I think, what was it? The women's suffrage movement was maybe the 20s, the 30s, or something like that. So
it depends where. Here in Canada, I think it started before that in the United States. Here in Canada, the women first when did the women first get the vote in Canada? It depended on the province, actually.
Okay.
It wasn't the same all around in Canada. Much like the United States, Canada is pretty much decentralized, and the provinces do their own thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So each province got their right to vote.
It was 1920 in America. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So, I mean, when you look at that specifically, prior to that, we couldn't even vote. Then when you look at the disparity in what women were getting paid for the same jobs as men. I mean, this goes even into the 1950s, to where women weren't even allowed to work certain types of jobs. So this sort of idea that the society is geared towards women is only a reaction to the reality that women couldn't do a lot, and you almost needed that extreme shift to the left or to one side to sort of overcome the already oppressive societal norm that we had.
True. Indeed. So, and here in Canada, I might add, according to a Statistics Canada report, okay, already, especially us older women, we're already at a disadvantage as a simple case of math. If we were looking for a suitor, if we were looking for our significant other, to grow old with,
Yeah.
Okay, it's a mathematical thing, okay? It's 86 men per 100 women over the age of 50.
86 per 100. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I doubt that stats took into account the male gay population who would not be seeking relationships with women, obviously. Right. So I don't think they took that into account.
Wow.
So the number would be significantly lower. I'm making an assumption here.
Right, right.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So yeah. So yeah. So which one do you want to react to first? Show your woman you have options, or never date a girl over the age of 25.
Let me get nice and mad. So let's do the never date a girl over 25.
Your wish is my command.
I feel like being triggered. No.
Let's get triggered. Okay, your wish is my command. Okay, let's get the share screen on. Okay. All right. Ready, steady, go.
Let's go.
Just let me know when to stop or pause. Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay. I can't see the chat right now because I've got full screen on the video, so I'll address you after. Oh, we got music.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
We got
Hugh
music.
Hefner recently died. Now, Hugh Hefner, let's not kid ourselves. Hugh Hefner was a pimp. That's what he was.
True.
He was a pimp who, at the Playboy Mansion, what did he do? He brought together pretty young things with rich and powerful men so that they could frolic together like a good pimp, like a good madam at a bordello in New Orleans. You know,
As gross as that sounds, it's probably true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. He's saying it crudely, and maybe that's the only way to put it.
Right.
It's true. Oh, just to take a note, neither Nova nor I have watched the videos we're reacting to. So we're both reacting with fresh eyes and ears.
Yes.
Right? There we go. Let's get mad.
All right.
what the mansion was. It was a whorehouse. You know, and I personally don't care one or another. I wish I'd been able to go back in the good old days.
I bet
but
you
I
did.
could care less about the whole situation. But my point, let's not kid ourselves as to who he was. Okay, he had great taste in music and great taste in literature and especially in journalism.
He did?
He was a pimp.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I never read the biography of Hugh Hefner.
I never thought to look up what Hugh Hefner was listening to.
I
But
don't know. I didn't think he even read books, in all honesty,
Right.
other than the centerfolds in his own magazine. So,
Right. Right.
oh God, it looks like I'm going to have to put an age restriction on this video. Okay.
Yep.
A good pimp, you know, there are a lot of lessons to be learned from him. I'll do a post at some future point about pimps because I think that they are fascinating and very, there's a lot to be learned from them. Now, that
Wait.
there's something that happened to
Pause it, please.
Hang on.
50s, 60s.
Yep.
He was dating some young thing.
Go ahead, Nova.
There's a lot to be. Okay, so I will agree that to me, pimps are fascinating because they almost have this innate way to spot vulnerability, extreme vulnerability in people, and actually make them believe that they're working for the common cause, because that's typically what they will sort of constantly repeat, is that, you know, it's for us, it's for the families, this and that. And so I do find that fascinating on a psychological level. However, this idea that you need to learn from them means that you want to essentially manipulate people, which is very, you know,
Well, that's what they do. I mean, they seem to know. They find these girls that are vulnerable.
Yes. Right.
Okay, they are probably rejected by their families, if not, you know, full-on runaways. Rejected by their families, basically rejected by society.
Right.
These girls are on the street and they probably don't have much of an education, and they see this is the way to fast cash.
Right.
Now you get it, come Johnny come lately.
Right.
Okay. You know, with all his flash and his bling. Okay, maybe I'm stereotyping just a bit, but I don't know. But you know, the bling and all that anyway. And he's gonna, you know, I'm your daddy now. I'm gonna take care of you.
Right. Right.
You'll never have to worry about money or having a place to live again. You know,
Right.
and there they go. They take advantage. They take a huge cut off their
Huge.
You know, a huge cut, if not all of it.
Yep.
And I have heard of stories where they take all of it. And,
Yeah.
you know, and they say that in exchange, they're putting you up in their home or in a home, and they're feeding you, and in a lot of cases, keeping them up in dope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oftentimes it's keeping them just with access to those things that sort of keeps them, you know, going. Like I used to live not too far from Hunts Point in the Bronx, which is a notorious stroll, so to speak. And when I would go to school in the morning, I would see them coming from their quote unquote shift at night.
Oh, yeah.
And the reality, because I was out 18, 19 at the time, and to see these people and that they were always strung out. And I'm like, wow, what would make a woman do that? You know? And the more I looked into it, or the more that I would just watch different specials, I said, wow, it is fascinating how they're able to. It's almost like if they use that, and I say this about most criminals, if they use the power that they have for good,
Yeah.
man, it would be impressive.
It would be. But they use it for evil instead.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Okay, I'm waiting to see how he links this Hugh Hefner pimp thing with the warning against women over the age of 25. All right. Are you ready to get back to it?
Yeah, you could get back into it.
All right, let's go. First of all, let me address the chat before I go back to my screen, because as a reminder, while I am controlling the other screen, I cannot see the chat. All right. So, hey, Marina, good of you to join. Jen B, good of you to join.
Hey, Marina. Hey, Jen B.
Yeah, and of course, Squirrel and Hearts Love are here. I hope we haven't scared Squirrel. I think he's the only dude. Hope we haven't scared you, Squirrel.
Yeah.
Squirrel's cool.
We mean no harm.
No harm. These dudes, on the other hand, I'm not so sure. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Dating some young thing who was in her, like, she was 20 or 22 or something like that. And she said to him, when they just started dating, she said, I've never dated someone over the age of 24. And he replied, neither have I.
That's charming.
That's so witty.
That's charming. And he's getting a kick out of it. You know, I was having this conversation earlier. My boyfriend is 11 years older than me.
Okay.
And he's actually the oldest man I've ever dated. And I don't seek out older men because I do think that there's differences in generations that maybe can cause issues.
Yeah, I agree with you.
But he, 11 years is not, we're able to, we still sort of grew up the same way in many ways. So it doesn't cause too much of a rift. But we were just speaking about that specifically. And he was telling me, look, I could never date anyone under the age of like 27, 28. He said, that's even stretching it because your age is actually, I can do that. But other than that, it's hard because in terms of life experience, in terms of being able to converse with this person, they're not able to do that. And for me, that's an important, an important part of a relationship. Whereas there are some men who will intentionally seek out younger women because they know that their naivete, not because they're stupid or anything like that, but just because they haven't lived, will sort of make the older man a bit fascinating, and it strokes that part of their ego.
I remember my former best friend, he told me once that, because he was looking for a suitor, and he was telling me, like, he's in his mid-50s now, and he's a little bit older than me. And he was saying he was looking through the dating sites, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying how a lot of the women he was encountering, about your age, they were telling him that they were feeling their biological clocks ticking, and they were seeking father material to have children.
Right.
He does not want to have children, and that's fair. He, at his age, he's never had kids. Why would he want them now?
Right.
And but at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Like I kind of said, you know what? If you were looking for somebody closer to your age, you can't have children whether we want to or not. We're in fucking menopause.
Right. Like you would be fine if you were looking for someone closer to your age. It's almost like the man who's in his mid-40s that will seek out a 20-year-old and then go, I don't understand why she just wants to, and I'm stereotyping here just for the sake of the argument,
I understand.
but I don't know why she, why she doesn't know about these things, or why she doesn't know about this type of music, or why she wants to go out all the time. She's 20 something years old. What do you expect? That's literally what we're supposed to do at that age. You know what I'm saying?
I know, right? Hi, Kathy. Hi, Great Grebo. Good to see. Oh, Great Grebo's battery died. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Well, hopefully Great Grebo will be back.
Yes.
Kathy looks like she's here. Good. Yeah, but that's the thing, so that's what I told him, it's like, well, at least we can't have children, whether we want them or not. We can't have them. It's not a biological possibility.
Right.
And the other thing is, I always thought, we're talking, like, especially when one is in their midlife crisis, be it a man or a woman.
Right.
I get nostalgic for the old days, their old days in school. I was a kid of the 80s. I hated the 80s. But sometimes I talk about them. I get nostalgic for them, even though I hate the 80s. And it's hard to, like, I don't know how you can converse. It's kind of like you're telling somebody who wasn't even born yet then, or they were just like little babies, they were babies.
Right.
Like, kind of like, oh, you had to be there. And it's like, right. Rather have somebody who was there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. I mean, even when I have conversations with people in their early 20s, I feel like we live in two different worlds sometimes. Sure. And I'm like, and I appreciate it because I like to speak to younger people, but at the same time, in terms of dating, I don't know how that will work. And I think that the world has shifted so much in those, for me, in those 10, 12 years, over the time span of that length of time, it changed so much. How can you have a relationship with that person without understanding that the reality is there are some things they just will not understand. That's part of your reality.
This is true. Anyways, okay, we're going to move onward.
Let's go.
Whoops. What did you want to say before we press?
No. Go ahead. You can.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
So witty on the one hand, and yet it's very interesting about what it reveals. Because like a good pimp, he understood women. See, that's the thing about pimps. They understand women. That's why you should pay attention to pimps and study them, because they understand women. And like any
specifically, they understand, or rather, they think they understand. They know how to hone in on vulnerable women.
I was just about to say that. Yep. They understand vulnerability. They don't understand women.
They don't understand women. Oh, like, I don't see Hugh Hefner going for a lawyer, a partner in a law firm.
Exactly.
Okay,
right.
A partner in a law firm would not need the likes of someone like that.
Right. Exactly.
Their own money. They're probably confident because they don't get to be lawyers without self-confidence.
Right.
I'm using the profession law as an example. I mean, you could insert any profession, really. It could be an accountant, it could be a teacher, it could be a teacher, it could be an office manager,
right.
I'm using lawyer as an example. My point being, like even a woman who doesn't really have a career but works, has a job, and she is able to support herself, and she has independence, and she has pride in herself. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I agree.
And so that's what I would say. I don't think a pimp would get those women at all,
No, I think that it's like what you said. Like they understand vulnerability, and they know how to manipulate those who are vulnerable. And that's it. Because like you said, a woman who has created some sort of a career, no matter what field it's in, she's worked hard for it, she's accomplished what she needs to accomplish, and she has her eyes set on other things. A man like a pimp is not going to impress that type of woman unless she has severe emotional issues that will allow her to be manipulated that way, which can happen. But in general, we're not talking about the nature of a woman. We're talking about the nature of vulnerability, which is also why even young men can be manipulated by the right person. So,
Yeah, exactly. Now let's see. We have some new people. Marlene Dietrich, CRP is a pig. CRP, I'm going to imagine he means.
Oh, you're familiar with him.
Marlene Dietrich is familiar with his work. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Good to have you on board, Marlene.
Yes.
Good to have you on board. She's familiar with his work. She can get mad with us.
Right.
Okay, Rockin' Roberta. I don't know if she's still here. She just said she stopped by to give a thumbs up and say hello. I don't know if she's still here.
What's up, Rockin' Roberto?
Yeah, and Kitty 1838. Hi, Kitty. Welcome to Straight Talking Fedora.
Hey, Kitty.
Oh, hey, Kitty. Yeah. So Marlene can get mad with us.
Right.
Good to have you along. Rockin' Roberta's still here. Okay, great. Great to see you, Rockin' Roberta. Okay.
Nice to meet everyone.
Yeah, Rockin' Roberta's been on this channel before, too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think you may have been in the chat with her when she was on.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about our stories before.
Oh, yes. I remember.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready to move on?
Yeah, let's go.
We're getting deeper into this shit.
Exactly.
We're going to be neck deep in Nikocado of shit.
He understood that a woman over the age of 25, 27 on the outside, after that, they are fucked up and you don't want to deal with them ever.
Why are they fucked
Let me
up?
explain why.
Right.
See, women
Can't
are
wait.
ruled by their emotions. No matter
here
how
we go.
smart a woman may be, no matter how educated, no matter how much degree she might have,
Oh,
a
God.
woman is ruled by her emotions, and she uses her intellect to rationalize what are essentially her emotional decisions. She's ruled by her emotions second to second basis. That's why no woman can see a plan through for anything, because
What?
the hormones get in the way.
Oh, the hormones.
Oh, the hormone argument.
Arms and blows.
This
Arms and
is,
blows.
oh my Lord. Okay. Number one, I do want to address this idea that men are less emotional than women are.
Yeah, I would like to address that.
It is not scientifically proven that that is the case. It is, however, suggested by studies and by statistics that we are socially conditioned to address emotion in different ways, depending on your gender. And it's also even being shown that the parts of your brain that deals with problem solving and being able to respond to emotional triggers, so to speak, either in a very solution-based way or not, can also vary depending on region. So it's this idea that men are, these super logical creatures that they don't allow emotion to overcome anything, like they're able to think level-headed at all times, is absolute bullshit. It is not true at all.
No, it isn't. And Kitty said just that, WTF, he needs his head examined.
Exactly.
You're right, Kitty. You're right.
Exactly.
And Marlene Dietrich said, I know more than I want to know.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, Marlene.
But she'll, I hope, Marlene, you do stick around, because we'll probably need a third to commiserate with or something.
Right.
Okay, so this whole thing, yeah, because men too can get emotional, and I've seen
Absolutely.
it firsthand. They get emotional.
Absolutely.
And sometimes they are ruled by their emotions, over fact or over,
Absolutely.
I've seen it.
I mean, I think it's even safe to question whether or not the reason why men are overrepresented in the prison system or when it comes to violent crime has to do with the fact that they are taught to repress emotions, and it doesn't mean that they feel it any less. They just don't have an outlet that's safe for them. So they end up repressing it, and then it manifests in that way.
I'm going to tell you something interesting. Over 25 years ago, when I was in active addiction, I spent a weekend in city lockup. Montreal's finest accommodations. And I remember the women that I was with, okay, because the men were in another section, obviously, and the women were in our section. And the women kept saying that the men got us into the crime. And I thought, oh, God. And it's kind of like, They said that the men are the criminals and men got us into the crime.
Mm,
I would say, yes, a lot of these cases, there were a lot of women who were doing a lot of shit because their boyfriends or their husbands
right. Yeah.
were, and this is the example of a pimp being able to manipulate the vulnerable. I'm not saying
Absolutely.
all of these women's significant others were pimps,
Right.
but it's the same kind of manipulation.
Yeah, absolutely.
The same kind of manipulation, and so I'm not saying that like a lot of the women I was in with were manipulated by these men to do it, but not all of them. I met a lot of women who knew their way around on the streets and had the urge to commit crime in their minds, without the help of anyone.
Right.
Without
And
the help.
if you've ever met a cold-hearted woman criminal,
Yeah.
they're cold-hearted.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, yeah. I met them, that weekend. I met them,
Yeah. So I like to sort of put that whole idea to rest, because I think it's often used as this way to pass. I don't know if I would say pacify, but almost as a way to delegitimize women's thought process, because it's often said that it's based on emotion, and I think that's bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to bring in that little anecdote, because as soon as he, pimps and all that, it kind of like I got a flash in my mind about the conversation.
Right.
Women and the women I met when I was in lockup,
Wow, that's interesting.
Okay. Before I go back to the screen, I just want to address the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I know him from the Internet Blood Sports. I don't know what Internet Blood Sports is.
Yeah, me either. Wow.
IBS. And here I was thinking that meant irritable bowel syndrome. Same difference.
Completely different.
Yeah, same difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kitty says very true. And Marlene says he lives in the Ukraine.
Oh.
Well, his
Okay.
English, I'll give him that. He speaks good English for somebody who lives in the Ukraine. Okay.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I wonder though, if, because there's a lot of American men who will specifically seek out women in those parts of the world.
Yeah, you see.
So I wonder if he,
Beyonce.
yeah, exactly. I wonder if he moved out there intentionally for that, or was he actually raised and born and raised out there?
Oh yeah, exactly. Oh yeah. Well, take a look at that show, 90 Day Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
What was it before the 90 days? That guy David, he'd been like dumping like hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yes, David. Yeah.
Dating site for some woman who lives in the Ukraine, who's probably not who she says she is.
Mm-mm.
And here he would go all defensive and everything, and like he would fire the private investigator. He would not even like his own friend back home, who is Ukrainian and speaks the language and understands the culture. And that means the downside of the culture too.
Right.
You won't believe anybody, it's love and they're gonna get married.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh my God.
That's true. No, and there's a lot of them. Look, Marlene just said it too. He's not from Ukraine. He lives there. I figured that. He's a grifter. Yeah, I figured that. He seems like one of those older men who will go to these other countries and just, pick up these young and I mean, it's so predatory, because you go to these other countries where there is a lot of poverty, in specific places or what have you, and you're looking for young women specifically for that reason, because that your money is you're able to leverage that, and so it's predatory in its nature. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it is most definitely. Most definitely. Anyways, let's trudge on. Let's filter. He doesn't look that. He looks like he's closer to my age.
And then they make her change her mind. That's why women tend to be indecisive. That's the way it is. Now,
hey, I'm indecisive because I'm a freaking unbalanced Libra, not because I'm a okay. I'm done with that time.
Yeah, I'm indecisive up until I'm decisive, if that makes sense. Like, I'll go back and forth for the decision, and then once I make the decision, that is it. It's just a matter of when. But yeah, he's so wrong.
I know. It's like,
So
because I'm an unbalanced Libra.
right. Yeah, Libras. It's funny because Libras, my sister's a Libra, my mother's a Libra, and my son is a Libra. So I'm surrounded by you guys. But yeah, you guys can kind of go back and forth a little bit. But I think that it's all just because you don't want to make the wrong decision, which I think is, typically why people go back and forth.
You know, you got to balance out everything, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, let's go on with his lunacy.
Yes.
That said, you got to keep in mind that women, their prime drive is to have children. See, and as they near the age of 30, as that biological clock starts ticking ever louder, tick tock, tick tock. When they hit 30, they're out of their minds if they haven't had a kid yet.
I was already out of my mind. I was born out of my mind. What are you talking about? I was born out of my freaking ass mind.
I think though that, so at least from what I've heard in other people or other coaches or whatever you want to call them, they will often say these things about women in their 30s, but then if not in the same breath, the subsequent one will then oppose the idea of alimony because they don't want to pay for a woman, but although they're looking for women in their early 20s, right? So this idea that you're gonna look for a woman in her early 20s, you're gonna essentially marry her or knock her up or whatever you want to do. She has a baby, and then when she wants your money because she didn't get a chance to build her career, she's a gold digger. But then on the opposite end, when you have a woman in her 30s who spent her 20s to build her career, and in her 30s she's not able to settle down because she's financially stable, she's old and washed up. So it's like it's a contradictory belief.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I did want to have children, but by the same token, I never found anybody who I thought would have been suitable father material, and not because of money or child support or anything, but somebody who could actually co-parent, help raise a child. You know, I believe a child, help co-parent.
Right.
You know, help raise. Okay, not for money, no.
Right.
But yeah, for that purpose. So that was one reason, and the other reason was because I was born with developmental delays, and some of them were corrected, and some of them were not.
Okay.
And I was kind of afraid of this child like any potential child inheriting any of my medical issues.
I understand that.
So I was like really worried about that.
Right.
So
I get that.
Yeah, but you have a child.
Yes, I have one, and then after I saw what co-parenting was like, I mean, and I was young when I had him. I was 24, and once I had him, I was like, I will not have another one until I'm married and possibly in a better relationship. But then now that I'm 34, I don't know. Like the person I'm with, he has a daughter, so it's like neither one of us is really in that place where we're like, oh, we got, let's have a child. So it's kind of like if it happens, then great. If not, then it's okay. But it is difficult to co-parent with someone, especially when you're young, especially when you're figuring your finances out and things like that. And then to also co-parent. So yeah, it's hard.
Oh yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
To take a station break. Hearts Love, if you're still around, could you please put the links up in the chat for, we're going to get the obnoxious e-begging portion of the show out of the way. The obnoxious e-begging portion that we all love. Yeah. Okay. If you wish to, please give this video a thumbs up if you like it.
Yes.
If you don't like it, you can give it a thumbs down. Either way, it's all engagement. The algorithm. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
If you wish to support this channel, okay, maybe Hearts Love doesn't have the link. I'll have to get them. That's not a problem. Okay. So yeah, if you wish to support the channel, you may do so. I have Patreon, where I publish about once a month a video that is of more personal content for as low as $1 per month. if you're interested, go check out my Patreon. Or for one-time donations, you may. Hi, Shady Pines. Good to see you. Sophia was always my favorite character on the Golden Girls.
Oh yeah, I like the Girls. My brother loved that show.
Oh, I
I
love it.
watch it all the time.
So for one-time donations, it's PayPal. Yep, you can. I have PayPal. Also, I have a merch store. I sell merch. Yeah, my cheesy design T-shirts and mugs, and we even have masks. I
Oh,
will
nice.
be opening a new store through Shopify for Canadian customers. So
Oh, nice.
it will be cheaper for Canadians. I'll let you know when that happens. And next, and we have a Discord server. Yes,
What?
we have a Discord server. We have Discord. That's free to join, but you have to be over the age of 18, and you do have to go through a verification process. You do have to go through a verification process. We're a group of awesome people. Okay. So join our Discord server. Join our Discord server if you haven't done so already. Now let's address the chat. Marina, she subscribed to Roberta. Excellent, cool, Marina. Roberta is a great friend. Marlene, Dietrich, CRP has a Kiwi farm friend. Why am I not surprised?
Yeah, at all.
Of course he does. Of course he would have a Kiwi farm friend. Of course he would. Well, that's all the links. Okay, that's okay, Hearts. I thought maybe you. I thought you were having issues with your phone or whatever. It's okay, Hearts. Love. It's all good. Yes. Now, he has a Kiwi farm friend. Why am I not surprised?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me at all, actually.
No.
He's ridiculous. Of course he does.
Let's go, dude.
Let's go.
In the lead up to the age of 30, what starts to happen is that
can't
if
wait.
a woman doesn't have a man locked down by the age of 27, she starts to change herself.
Change herself how?
To pretend to be somebody that she is not in order to land a man.
That is not true.
Hey.
That is not true at all. I think, in fact, women learn who they are when
I
they
think so too.
Yeah, when they reach the age of about 30, and you learn that, you know what, I don't have to. I think you more act like you are one way when you're in your early 20s, because you think that, and maybe it's a biological thing, I'm not sure, you think that you have to impress these young men, or that you're trying to date, or whatever the case may be. But if you have a boyfriend, you tend to want to impress them. But I think when you reach the age of 30 and you've lived a little bit, and especially if you have a child, or if you've gone through something, or I think that you learn who you are. And then maybe that's what they don't like, because then they realize they can't pull the wool over these women.
No, I know. And the other thing is, okay, if you go on dating sites, the men equally, okay, they what's the word am I looking for? Oh fuck. Word loss again. What's the word? Embellish?
Yes.
The men do it. I mean, both the men and the women embellish the profiles on their dating sites. I mean, I don't know if you've been on a dating site and they say, okay, I skydive, I travel around the world, I enjoy my food, I am a wine connoisseur, and I hide in my wine cellar, and I like to go skiing off the cliff of the Rockies or the Alps every year. And I have this high-powered career, and I'm stinking ass rich.
I volunteer 3 days
And
a
I
week.
work out at a gym 7 days a week, and I go twice on Sundays.
Exactly.
It's like a lot of these profiles, it's like that.
Yeah.
And
100%.
both the men and the women, okay, I'm going to be an equal opportunity critic here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to be an equal opportunity critic. Both of them do, and I don't know why. We, because eventually you're going to get to know the real. Like, if you're going to pursue a relationship with them, you're going to know who they really are. The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Right.
And I think, in my opinion, the true test of a relationship is to be able to handle the bad and the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I think that I agree with you there. Like, everyone is going to put their best foot forward. They're going to explain they could have went skydiving one time in their life, but this is now what they like to do on their dating profile. You know, and I think that's a natural courting sort of method, you know, when you're looking for someone. But I think to say that women don't know who they are after a certain age, I think is asinine. And it's really a way to, even during this, is almost a way to manipulate maybe women who do, you know what I mean? Because it almost creates this atmosphere of, if you are over a certain age, then what would I say? It's almost like this idea of like gaslighting. I hate to use that loosely.
I hate that term too myself.
Yeah, me too.
I really hate that term. It's like Hugh and avocado farting or something, you know?
Yeah. But I think it's the best way to sort of articulate that, because it makes you think that there's a reality that it really isn't there. And so if you keep telling young women by this age you don't know who you are, and people are listening to them, or keep telling young men that, then they're going to start to believe it, even if that's not the reality.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I'm inclined to agree with you on that. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, let's see how women in their 30 are fake.
Right.
I've seen it countless times.
You have.
A woman at 27, she acts a certain way, and it attracts men. And then they start dating her, and then they start to realize that this woman is not what she pretended to be. She's changed herself and is pretending to be somebody completely different. It's like a Jekyll and Hyde show. Okay? Now, women...
Yeah, we already covered that, you know. Some of them do, not everybody. Personally, I'm not like that. You know.
You kind of get what you how do you call it? You get what you get with me. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And you're going to tell me this dude, I mean, as Marlene Dietrich pointed out, apparently he lives in the Ukraine and is probably a grifter.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's not one to talk.
Right. Exactly.
He's not one to talk. No.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he's probably, oh, God.
And he contradicted his own point, because he said women at 30 become someone else, but then the example he uses at 27. And that's the problem with anecdotes, is that it's just your own, you know, it's his own freaking thought about women over the age of 25 anyway. He does not, I saw in another video where he said he doesn't like to date women over the age of 25. So when you first sent me the idea of this video, I was like, I didn't register that it was him, but it makes sense. Because I've seen him in another video say that he does not like women over 25. And I think it's just, he's full of shit as a person.
Is this the same dude remember you reviewed a video of a guy who said, do not date single mothers?
No, this is not the same guy. I think the second video I did in that stream, I think it was him.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember when you did your stream, okay, and you were reviewing these videos too. One of them was never date single moms.
Right. No, that's another one. Yeah. He's another piece of work. Yeah.
Yeah. And I figured, you know, because you're a single mom yourself, of course you'd have something to say about it. You know?
Absolutely.
You know.
I don't appreciate that sentiment.
There you go. All right, let's go.
27. Well, actually, now that I think about it, no. Let me change that. It's not 27. Actually, it's 25.
25.
Now that I think about it a little bit.
I was obsessed with 25.
After the age of 20.
Who's indecisive now?
Hey.
Who's indecisive now, dude?
The greatest point. Yeah, who's indecisive now? You can't even figure out what age you want to discriminate against. Like, pick one and stick with it.
Yeah.
Well, we're the problem.
And he's probably not even a Libra. What's his excuse? God.
He's in a perpetual cycle of midlife crisis. That's what his
Probably.
excuse is.
Yeah, probably. That's why I think every girl in America rejected him of all ages.
That's why he's in the Ukraine.
That's why he's in the Ukraine. Yeah. Because every woman in the U.S., every woman in America.
Yeah, exactly. Can you imagine this guy on a date? He'd probably be a nightmare.
Oh God.
Women start to panic
Panic?
about the fact that they don't have a man and they don't have a kid. The kid is the thing that sets the hormones off, the lack of the kid, of course. And so, of course, to have a kid, they need a man. They need a man to provide the resources to have the kid.
Oh, dude, you haven't kept up with modern science, have you?
Exactly. I know so many women who, I know actually my closest girlfriends that I have don't have children. None of them do.
Exactly. And even if they did, I mean, there is a lesbian couple here on YouTube. They're called Loving Life Fam. The channel is called Loving Life Fam. They have a son. And they didn't, I mean, I'm assuming they didn't really get into detail, but I'm assuming he was conceived through artificial insemination.
Okay, yeah, probably.
Yeah, their son. Yeah. And anyways, it's he is their son. This couple, they've been this lesbian couple. They've been together for a long time, and the boy is their son. And you know, and they you know, they don't seem to you know, it's just an example of how science has evolved. You know, there are a lot of single women, and they arrive at a certain age and they feel they haven't found Mr. Right yet, but they want their child. If they've got the funding, they'll do the artificial insemination thing too.
Yeah, I actually have a friend who was considering that, and you know, it's also contrary to what society or what we've been told historically. Not every woman wants to reproduce.
No, exactly.
You know, some women are just. I have a friend of mine who actually she loves to travel. She's always in another part of the world when she's not working. And one time I was having a conversation with her, and she was like, does it make me a bad person? I don't really want any kids. And I was like, no, why would that make you a bad person? She said, because everybody that I talk to always, you know, like they sort of treat me as if I'm terrible because I say I don't want to have a kid. And I was like, well, times have changed. And the beauty about where we're at now in society and in just history is that we're not bound to what we're supposed to do biologically. So, you know, as women, we're told at a certain age you should start having kids, and by these douchebags like this, that if you're past a certain age and you don't have children, you're essentially like you're disposable, you're unusable. And
yeah, and it's like we can't win, you know, think about it.
At all.
This guy's saying we women are obsessed with having kids. Okay, we're obsessed with having kids, and this is a bad thing. It's a bad quality. And one of his friends, his buddies, has said, don't go out with single moms. And yet there's another branch of society that tells us women who do not want to have children that we're selfish. We can't win.
We can't win. And the reality is that, and then we're also told that the world is overpopulated. And young people across the board, from what I was reading statistically, young people are having less and less kids. There are many young people who don't want to have any kids because of climate change and the way that they feel the world is going, that they're like, I don't want to bring children into this. So
no, and especially now with the pandemic, which never seems to end.
Right. Exactly. So I mean,
you know, do you want to bring it into that, you know?
Right.
And it's, you know, I don't think it's selfish at all, you know.
No, I don't think
it's selfish. We can't win, you know.
No, we can't win. And it's even when you look at this idea that women past a certain point, well, it goes back to the point I made earlier, where if we wait too long, we're unusable. But then if we don't wait long enough and we have children early and then it doesn't work out, then we're still unusable because we're single mothers.
Well, yeah, exactly. You know, it's like, dude, pick a team, dude.
Exactly. Pick a struggle. Like pick something to be mad at. I agree. I just want to address Sultry said, I'm happy to see these topics being talked about. I always see posts by men degrading women constantly, and it can really get to you. Yeah, I agree.
Thank you, Sultry. Yeah, thank you. Kitty said, no, he miscalculated that. Oh,
Right.
Marlene Dietrich said something interesting. I'm sorry I missed your post earlier, Marlene.
Mhm.
CRP crowdfunded a book that he never published.
Wow.
Why am I not surprised, you fucking grifter?
That doesn't surprise me at all.
You know, it's like, oh, yeah. Okay. Right, Kitty. Exactly. Okay. All right, here we go.
Let's hope that the guy providing the resources is also the one who provided the genetic material for the kid, but that's not necessarily the case.
Oh,
And
God.
we'll get to that in some other video.
Oh, okay. We're not going to hear about it in this video. Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, his profound insight.
My point is,
we'll have to wait for that.
a woman past the age of 25 starts to really freak out about the whole baby thing. So you can't trust.
Here's the thing. Let's just say I've hit menopause, okay?
Mhm.
I'm not hung up about the baby thing at all.
Right.
I do want companionship, but I'm also realistic. I may never find anybody. Simply because of attitudes like this.
Right.
And, it's like,
yeah.
And here in Montreal, like I told you earlier, they still think Montreal still likes to think of itself as the fashion capital of Canada.
Mhm.
And then in my age bracket, they are going after the young girls.
Mhm.
And there's this dating coach right here in Montreal by the name of Frank Kermit.
There's one out there.
Frank Kermit is 500 pounds.
Of course.
I've seen him. He admitted he's 500 pounds.
Of course.
But he basically hinted that I was too fat.
Wow.
I'm not 500 pounds. I am overweight. Yeah. I'm 5'8", and I'm about I don't know, I haven't put myself on the scale, and I'm not going to do it now because this is not a weight loss channel. And, well, it's not. But I'm about 230 pounds or something like that. So yeah, I am significantly overweight, but I'm not 500 pounds either.
Mhm.
And I can, and the guy thought I was too fat and too old. And he wrote this multi-volume article. Like it's the size of a dissertation.
Really?
Of why it's problematic for older women to find mates.
Mm.
And he put the fault all on us.
Of course.
Yeah, the fault's all on us. And his specialty, okay, his clients, his specialty, or get this, are adult male virgins. No, I'm serious. That's his specialty. Adult male virgins.
Oh my Lord. Oh, okay. There's so much wrong with this, but I mean, what, and it goes back to what you read in the beginning, which was the definition of red pill.
Sure.
And it goes back to this idea that there's this ideology that women have it easier, or that society is geared towards women, when within the same ideology, women are essentially useless over a certain age or over a certain weight. So,
basically him and his friend, Frank Kermit and his friends, they think I'm ready for the nursing home.
Right, exactly. So it's like, if society was geared towards us, it would be geared towards all of us. It's not.
But it should be.
It's geared towards men, where a 500-pound man can tell a 200-pound woman that she's too fat or too old to find a date, but he has the nerve to be a dating coach. That right there is, how would you say? It illustrates the sort of uneven, like the dynamic in terms of men and women in society.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And these guys are a piece of work.
Isn't he now? All right. Ready to move on.
Let's go.
A woman over the age of 25 to be presenting to you her actual personality, who she actually is. She's going to be presenting a role to you. The perfect girlfriend, loving and kind and decent. And, she's going to go out of her way after the age of 25, and you're dating a woman of that age, 25, 27, 29, 30.
God, I'm ready for the nursing home.
They are going to pretend to be. They are not. A girl under the age of 25.
Okay, dude, we've already been over this, okay? I think it states that a lot, men and women, gay, straight, all ages tend to embellish, especially on a dating site.
All the time.
And a lot will probably embellish on certain things to try to impress. The job is to try to impress. You know what I mean? And oh God.
I mean, that's with anything. You're not gonna put your worst dish up to be, you
Well,
know, or your whatever business you're in. You're not gonna put the worst product that you have up.
This is why I always compare dating to a very bad job interview. By a very stupid interviewer.
Right.
You know, given by that's what I compare a date to. That's what I compare a first date to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I compare it to. God, it's like, get out of high school already. God. All right, here we go.
She's not going to be thinking about her biological clock, you know, because the biological
She's
alarm
thinking
clock is
it
not
or
ringing
not?
yet. Okay, it's every 3 years. So 24, 23, 22, they are who they are. You're never going to have to question if the woman is pretending to be somebody who will hook you. The woman that she is at 22, 23, 24, that's who she actually is. Okay? So that's why you want to be dating a girl under the age of 25, never beyond.
Should we fix this dude up with young, dumb honey bun?
Right. I mean, let me tell you something. Young women know the game better than any older woman does. So if these older men actually think that these young women are out here trying to create some sort of real life with them, other than get the sort of benefits that come with dating an older man who needs his ego and a few other things, they're sadly mistaken, and they don't know the game as well as they should. I know young women who will clean a guy like this out, bank account and all. Yeah, and like, you know, and so this idea that younger women know who they are, no, they don't know who they are quite yet, because that comes with time and and wisdom and all that. No, they know who you are, and you're an older man who needs to have his ego scratched. So they're like, okay, cool, I can get a trip to Dubai, or I can get a trip here, or I can get some free, some bags or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna do it because this guy, why not? And they know you're gonna leave anyway, so they're just gonna take it for what it is. It always kills me, like, the ego that these guys have to think that these younger women are just, and none of them are married. None of them are married.
No. I remember, what was it? I had a job. This was before I worked for the Department of Social Services and Health, the Ministry of Health and Social Services, long before I became an evil public servant. Because my trade was in the printing industry as a pre-press technician and as a project manager, like managing printing projects. Mm. And I had a job as an estimator. What I would do is I would calculate the costs of a certain project for the sales reps. Mm. And that included subcontractors, like whoever we had to subcontract in that. So my job was basically, to say no or argue with sales reps. That was my thing. Mm-hmm. And here we go. So I managed project, and I oversaw some projects too. And anyways, we needed a supervisor in the office side. Okay, we needed, and the president, who is 65 and married, hired this young girl. 23 years old, cute little Barbie, with the designer clothes and the like. Mm-hmm. She never worked a day in her life, because I saw her CV. She never worked a day in her life. And she was going to be hired to be my boss. Yeah. Fresh out of school. Right. And I had to teach her how to do my job, how to do her job. I had to teach her how to be my boss. Wow. Yep. Okay. And here she was. She was spending a lot of time with the male employees and the male bosses, the male managers. Long time behind closed doors in the office. Like, a lot of us women were starting to suspect. And it's like, oh, God, and, she ended up firing me. Wow. I taught her how to do her job. And yikes. She told me to my face she didn't like me. Oh. Well, feelings mutual. Right. But the point is, she was like, she knew how to manipulate. She had the fine art of manipulation. Yeah. obviously, yeah, her appearance, she used it to her advantage because she could, but she knew how to manipulate to get, to get her way, to get to, a point. And I often wonder, did she even do any work?
Probably not. I mean, and they learn how to use that. And this is it infuriates me a lot of times because a lot of people, or I've heard this sentiment often that, young, like they'll say certain things like that young women, they all they know how to do is use their looks, this and that. And I'm like, but society created that, right? Because when you have 50-something-year-old men that are essentially telling people past that age they're worthless, then you telling young women that, well, if all you do is look pretty, then you can have whatever you want. And society has helped to, you know what I mean? Like it
I know
encourages
exactly
that.
what you mean. I've seen it firsthand myself,
Right. Exactly.
I know exactly.
So yeah, it's these guys are creating the very thing that they do not like.
No, exactly. All right, let's go on, dude.
Same. I mean, you have no idea how many marriages I know. Guys started, dating some woman. She was 28, 30, married her. And then as soon as he married her and potentially knocked her up, she became a completely different woman. Okay? Completely different. I mean, night and day, Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, black, white, or white, black. Black as the night. I mean, just fucking off.
Okay, I've never been pregnant. But Nova, you have a child. You've been pregnant. Want to speak to that?
Yeah, I was gonna say this. Has this guy ever been around a pregnant woman? Your hormones are completely out of whack. You have a living being in your body that sucks up all the energy that you have. Not only that, everything that you have to give goes to them. And then to add to that, you also have anxiety of not doing what you're supposed to do for this child that you cannot see, but you love, and that you want to do everything in your power to protect. So yeah, a woman will be a little off when she's pregnant because essentially her body is going through something that nobody can really prepare you for. And you all of a sudden have to deal with it as it's, you're learning on the job, so to speak. So you don't get a crash course on being pregnant. You just are pregnant and learn as you go. So this guy's never been around someone
Plus
pregnant.
you're preparing life, this new life that you have, or like a new child, a baby that is completely dependent on you.
Right. And don't add to that financial problems or relationship problems. Forget about it.
No, exactly. You're bringing, here you are, you're going to be a mom to this baby that will need you for essentially everything in his or her life.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's like, dude, what do you get? I hope this dude is not a parent, honestly.
I don't think he is. I mean, none of these coaches that I've seen are married. I mean, I've seen one, I think, that's in a relationship, but I don't think he's married. The rest of them are either 2-3 times divorced, or unmarried completely, or, something of that nature. But none of them are in long-term relationships. So what does that say?
I know. Well, if anybody watched 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days, that guy Ash in Australia, he was supposedly a relationship coach. It's the Ash Avery couple. And he was supposedly a relationship coach. They showed him giving this seminar to a bunch of women. Okay?
Terrible.
It was like he was making it up as he was going along.
Right.
It was a bomb. I don't know any other way to put it.
Terrible.
It was an epic failure,
It was.
And just of note, the so-called profession of relationship coach, there's no certification required.
None.
Not in Canada, not in the US. And I'm going to guess after seeing Ash in Australia, I'm going to guess that in Australia it's the same way. I'm going to guess because that guy was a spectacular. I mean, shit. It was laughable.
Yeah, it was bad. I remember watching it. I was like, what is going on? I could have gave a better seminar.
Oh no!
Yikes.
Even he was pretty sexist, you know, in his lecture with these women. I mean, I forget the gobbledygooky spewed, but
You know, it's this idea that, and I think a lot of people, a lot of men get hung up on it, and I kind of do. So I understand that when you live in a society that has told you men are this way, women are this way, and then society shifts, so then you have a group of people, in this case men, who don't understand their place anymore. You end up having those sorts of sexist
yeah,
ideas, you know, because it's like we have to find a way to be useful. And instead of just saying and being honest and going, you know what, with things having changed, I don't know where we fit in society anymore. And then adjusting to where society has gone, it becomes this women are evil and they, you know, and they need this and that from us, and we're this. When the reality is that's not even that it doesn't even it's not even true, you know. And then it's just like pseudo sort of, it's not even based in statistics, it's not based in any of that, so
no,
it's just bullshit.
and neither was this Ash person, you know.
Mhm.
None of his shit was based on like he had
None.
nothing prepared. It was clear he was winging it, you know.
Yeah.
But failing spectacularly at it, and you know. But of course, it was the typical sexist stuff, you know. Like women are ruled by their emotion, like the whole thing, you know. It's like a lot of these dating coaches, whether they're red pill or not, you know, I
Same
thought
playbook.
slap whatever one says on a Xerox machine, and they've got their own ebook out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on a Xerox machine, and voila, you know.
Mhm.
So,
Do you want to be the recipient of that little transformation? Do you want to be on the receiving end of some insane bitch that you dated her when she was 27, 28, and she was this lovely girl?
oh
She was
God.
friends with all your friends, you know,
Uh-huh.
was super nice to your parents and all the rest of it. And then you marry her, you knock her up, and she goes out of her fucking mind because she was an awful person to begin with. And that's why she hadn't been able to lock down a guy by the time she was 27, 28, 29, and you rolled around. You see? You see the danger of messing with a girl over the age of 25?
You're messing with dating coaches like this Neanderthal.
Lock down a man by the age of 27.
Holy
What's unfortunate is I think I was in a serious relationship from like the age of 17
Sure.
until my son was 1, and then we ended up splitting up. And after that I was like, I decided to be single until I would date on and off, but for the most part I was okay with being single until I met who I'm with now. And then so it was like almost 10 years of, for the most part, being single. And similar to, you know, me and him have very parallel stories when it comes
Sure.
to that. And for me, it was a good thing that I did that, because I, number one, didn't have any more children, you know, out of wedlock and having to co-parent with now yet another person. But number two, it gave me an opportunity to really understand who I am. And I think a lot of the problem with these guys is that after you've been on your own for a certain amount of time, a woman or a man, after you've been on your own for a certain amount of time, paid your own bills, understood what struggle was or success was, and did it on your own, then there's a lot of things that are just not going to fly with you anymore. And a lot of this, you know, macho, you know, pseudo masculinity that a lot of these guys like to parade around with is not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why they, you know, they harp on these younger women, because they know older women, look, okay, you could bang on your chest and yell, you know what I mean? Like that's not,
Yeah, sure.
that's not alpha.
No, I know. Oh
Yeah.
my God, this guy. Okay, let's go, dude.
Let's go.
Because I started this video saying that over the age of 27, but you know, now that I think about it better, just
Oh
make it
Jesus,
after the age of 25.
You got to figure it out.
dude. And we're again. Once again, we're indecisive.
Right? We're the indecisive ones.
It's okay for you to be indecisive, but not us. Dude, pick a lane.
Pick
Please.
age, please pick an age.
Because I'm getting whiplash here.
Exactly.
Mhm. After the age of 25, don't mess with a
Nope.
girl over that age.
No.
25, 24, 23, that's fine. She's going to be who she actually is. But over that, you never know.
You never know. She's dangerous.
Doesn't science dictate that the human brain, and this is both men and women, boys and girls, that the human brain completes development at 25?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe he's about 25. Yeah, I
So,
believe.
in other words, he's saying that optimum is somebody whose brain hasn't fully developed.
Right. But we're not the logical ones, okay? We're just thinking out of emotion.
Well, should I start crying now? Should I have? This guy has never. You want to talk about emotions? This guy has never seen a Nikocado video. I've never seen anyone cry so much.
Exactly.
Cry and scream and carry on and have temper tantrums on camera.
Exactly. Yeah, but we're the emotional ones. Yeah, we're using science as a way to defend our position. But okay.
I think we should introduce him to Nikocado Avocado.
Nikocado he's another one, man.
Oh yeah, he is definitely but we're the emotional ones according to CR.
We're the emotional. We're the emotional.
Avocado, yeah, you know. Oh God.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to change the thumbnail.
No, we don't like your thumbnail. All right, it's done. All right, we're gonna get the other video on shortly. But do you have any words, because this video is done?
I think for me, I just wanted to. Number one, the video in and of itself is just. I wish a lot of these dating coaches would actually provide some sort of statistics to back some of these things up, and
they never do.
It's all anecdotal. It obviously comes from a place of hurt. It obviously comes from them having felt inadequate at some point in their life, and so now they have to make up for that by continuing to date these significantly younger women. And the idea that at 34, I look at people in their early 20s as not children, but I look at them as kids, as young people, as people who are learning. And I think that those years it's imperative that you do, just kind of take the world by storm in your 20s, because that's the time where you're probably at optimal health. You're able to kind of run around without, having aches and pains and all this other crap. So that's your time to sort of live and to say, well, I want to get a woman under 25. And if you're thinking about going forward, possibly knocking them up and completely disrupting their entire life because it strokes your ego. I think it really shows how predatory he is as a person.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. Okay, so I'm going to get the share screen up. We're going to do video number 2. For those of you who missed a part of it or anything, the stream will remain up. And I will timestamp both the videos we're reacting to, so you can tune in later or repeat something. I will have it timestamped later. So let's start the second video. This is the one you picked.
Mm-hmm.
Show your woman you has options. PRP video.
This should be interesting.
All right. Well, without further ado, here we go. Hang on. All
right. A lot of guys ask me, how do I maintain a relationship? How do I make sure that my woman is always interested in me?
You notice there are no ads that pop up? I'm sure these dudes are demonetized.
Possibly. You think so?
There are no ads.
Real the Mass Rapper. That's great. Yeah, I think typically in your 20s you are in your optimal health, but I think you can actually I'm responding to Real the Mass Rapper. I'm in great health at 38. I look like I'm in my 20s. My health is amazing. No, I think that if you take care of yourself, you can absolutely look much younger than what you are. But I think, like, if you're looking at in terms of responsibilities and things like that. In your 20s is probably the time where you can sort of throw all caution to the wind, and then in your 30s maybe you have to get a little bit more serious about life and stuff like that. But I agree with you. I mean, my like I said, my boyfriend is 11 years older than me, but he works out like a freaking beast, and he looks 10 plus years younger. Like, he looks great for his age. So
Cool.
yeah, you could look very young if you
Yeah.
take care of yourself. Yeah.
Sure. You know, and even then, even if you look every bit your age, you know, I mean, let's put it this way: this is Mother Nature at work, you
Right.
know.
Your
And with
joints
that
hurt.
comes life experiences and wisdom. Wisdom. Hello,
Mm-hmm.
wisdom. And I may forget what I had for breakfast, but I had wisdom.
Right, exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
I've noticed, but yeah, I was noticing the previous video had no ads either, and this one didn't have an ad going in. He's not his videos are demonetized. Oh,
Wow.
well.
I wonder why that. Maybe people have complained about him or something.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe their topics.
there's no ads. It usually means they're not monetized.
Wow.
And he's
Right.
got more than enough subscribers for monetization.
Oh yeah.
And these guys were on YouTube before they changed the standard for the AdSense partnership program. So it's interesting that there are no ads; they're demonetized.
I wonder if it's the subject content. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if that's why they're
you
demonetized.
know, I mean, my channel is not monetized anyway, so
Yeah.
it's like I don't, you know. Anyways, let's go.
How do I ensure that I have a strong relationship with a woman? How is it that I ensure that, you know, one day the woman I'm with, the mother of my
He
children,
needs to back up.
go off and fuck some other guy, huh? Fuck some other guy, get a lawyer, divorce rape me. How do I avoid that? How do I ensure that all the work that I put into the relationship will not be just tossed away one day? Huh? How do I?
He's implying that he's the only one who puts the work in a relationship.
Right. Exactly. He's implying that he's the only one that puts the work in the relationship. And a common theme with a lot of these coaches, or at least why they speak against marriage, is this idea of paying alimony. Like, they're very afraid to pay alimony. And it's like, well, if you didn't freaking look for women, you know, 20 years younger than you, then maybe you wouldn't have to pay alimony.
Well,
not that just, you get what I'm saying? Like, not just.
Well, I know what you're saying exactly, and that's the other thing he's saying. Like, I don't have the statistics on hand, but I would be interested in looking at the statistics in various jurisdictions, like America, like here in Canada, or in the UK, or, you know, anywhere in the first world, really. What the statistics are, who leaves whom? Is it the, you know, who leaves whom, really, you know? And here, we haven't even touched upon same-sex relationships.
Yeah, no, right, exactly.
We haven't even touched on that.
Right.
You know, but I would love to know who leaves whom, you know, like statistically. If there is a statistic to be counted, because for obvious reasons, I don't think we'd ever get an accurate number.
No, I was actually looking that up because in another video, someone had so one of the coaches had said that, like, you know, women always leave the marriage, and I was looking it up, but I couldn't find anything that would, you know, suggest one way or the other.
I don't think this is honestly, I don't think this is something that can be counted accurately.
Right.
You know, because people, you know, people are going to have their own versions, or they're going to publicly tell their own versions of what happened.
Right. Right. Yeah.
If at all. But yeah, and here, but I will tell you this. I do remember seeing statistic. You remember that site, Ashley Madison? Specifically for those who want to cheat on their spouses. Okay. And it's targeted for men who want to cheat on their spouses.
Right.
I don't think there are women subscribed to Ashley Madison.
I don't think so either. I don't think so either. And as emotional as we are, women are just smarter than that.
Well, yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, women who I know have cheated are the best cheaters, which I'm not proud, you know, but they are. So as emotional as we are, Yes, we do it better, unfortunately.
There you go. Well, like I said, I mean, Ashley, I'm just saying, I'm sure there are other cheat sites too, like
Yeah,
Ashley Madison. Just Ashley Madison is the only one I can remember offhand.
Is geared specifically towards that too. It's
Yeah,
one of the
it's
only
for
sites.
cheating.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's for cheating.
it's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, it is. You remember that dump? Somehow somebody leaked the data bank, like all these like famous men, CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, politicians,
Yeah.
Hollywood stars. Talk about
yeah.
Freud,
Right. But only and again, I hate to, but they were all what men, right? Who
Yep.
as high status as they were,
Yeah.
was using their actual name to do these things.
Well, yeah, talk about it. So they all got doxxed. Essentially, they all got doxxed.
Exactly.
They all got doxxed, And they thought doxing was just a YouTube thing.
Right. Right.
All right, onward.
And sure, and the answer is so easy.
Is it?
All you have to do is show your woman that you have options.
That's how he puts his face right in the viewfinder. He puts his face right in the viewfinder. You have options.
Yeah. And if he like maybe grew a beard or something, he would probably look more distinguished. Like he just looks like an old man trying to look young.
Yeah, I know. Huh? Oh God. You have options. All right, can't wait to hear.
Options with other women, of course. And that's the whole point, right?
Not other men?
Right? Like
equal
opportunity.
How many of these people, never mind. Anyways. No, it's like you hear about the family values types, and you find out later that they were in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder what these dudes, these CRPs.
It's not like options that you can go and get one job or another. No, options in the sense of like you can find better women whenever you want to.
What's better?
She has to know that.
Define
she
better.
has to know that you're valuable and that you can leave her. Not to the point of making her feel insecure. That's foolish. That's counterproductive, quite frankly.
Yeah,
if you have a woman who thinks that you are going to cheat on her at a moment's notice for no good reason, she is going to feel insecure and she will be driven away and find somebody else. No, you got to be subtle about it. Subtle about it. And what
right now you're about as subtle as a sledgehammer, dude.
Very simple. With your girlfriend or your wife or, the woman that you want to have around, right? The woman that you want to keep, the woman that you're happy with, perhaps the mother of your child, or perhaps the woman that you see yourself spending the rest of your life with, right? You're at some party. And of course, what happens very naturally is that some random woman, right, will spot you and, think that you're nice enough. But when she hears that you've got a girlfriend, she'll start hitting on you. It happens all the time. And this, of course, goes to women's competitiveness over mates. Yeah, a woman who's got a mate, a boyfriend, a husband, he will be more attractive to other women because other women will want to see if they can take that man. And they do it all the time, right? Most men are too stupid to realize when they're being hit upon by the friends of their girlfriend or their wives. Yeah, it happens all the time. It's pretty damn funny, but that's for another video. But the point of this video is that, see, you're at some party. You're at some party, some get-together, and, your woman...
Go. No, listen. I wanted to really briefly. I have had women completely hit on my boyfriend right in front of me, and it's I don't know why women do that, and I think it has more to do with how society has conditioned us to feel as though we have to be in competition with each other. I'm not sure, but yeah, unfortunately, that has happened.
Yeah, but men do it too,
Yeah, I think they're more subtle about it. Like my boyfriend always used to tell me, like we were talking about social media, and he goes, a woman will comment under your picture, a man will go into your DMs. That's the difference between how men and women operate, which it's true because men do go into my DMs and the women will comment under his pictures. So it was true.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
There are some new people in the chat. Sorry if I'm not addressing the chat right away. It's because when I'm playing the video, I cannot see the chat because I'm looking at the screen. Hello, Real, the mask rapper. And hey, Damn Danny. Good to see you.
Damn Danny.
You take over because my delivery just arrived. So you take over, okay?
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I do 100% think that some women do have a tendency of, sort of showing that they can compete with you, especially if you have a man that I guess is desirable. I don't think it's in general though. I think they're just very specific women who will do that. Same thing as with men. I think there's some men who will see you have a good woman and all of a sudden he's in your DMs and he's just hitting you up and trying to, oh, I could do this better than your man or whatever. And I just think humans in general can be shitty like that. What's up, Damn Danny? How you doing? Kitty, what's going on? Hearts love. How's everybody doing? So yeah. So I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that, or in your experience, have other women, let's say, try to hit on your significant other, or other men try to hit on your significant other in front of you, or do you think that this just like bullshit? Like I don't know. That's the one thing that I've experienced, and I'm not too crazy about it. Kitty 1838 says he comes too close and I want to slap him. Yeah, I agree with you, Kitty. I think that number one, he is. I like older guys with like facial hair, and whenever an older guy has no facial hair, it kind of creeps me out a bit. And so for me, I'm like, bro, like grow a beard. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't have to be a big one. Grow a beard though. You will. Because I think that men age so well that even with facial hair, even if it has some gray in it, they still look good. You know what I mean? So I think if Hearts Love says, I think if women see it take your man, yeah, they are more appealing, but I'm not threatened. They don't try to hit on him in front of me. Yeah, I think he does become more appealing when he's taken. Yeah, I've had women. It was subtle, like it wasn't in my face because I don't have one of those faces that look like you should mess with me. But at the same time, it was subtle, and I can always notice when a woman is doing a bit too much. Like smiling a little too hard, or laughing a little too aggressively. Like I can always tell. Some women, yeah, I agree. I think it's some women. I don't think it's all women. I actually experience way more women being supportive of each other than ever before in my life. And I think that has a lot to do with how we are more connected via social media and things like that. So we're able to not succumb to conditioning that we've been sort of subjected to all our lives. I think it goes the other way too. I'm sure men think the same for women. Yeah, I think, I've had men that know that I'm in a relationship and then all of a sudden in my DMs, like, trying to talk to me. So, someone tried to steal my man and he was too slow. Kitty 1838, men don't pick up on them things too quick. Like you be telling your, like there was a woman that commented on my boyfriend's, picture, something I didn't appreciate it. And I noticed it as problematic, but he's like, I don't even know who that chick is. Like, and I'm like, but I could tell that, she was doing a little bit too much. So yeah. I agree. Women will support each other too. Yeah. I think that there are a lot more women who are more supportive of each other than I saw growing up. And I think that just had more to do with just access, Yeah, you kind of have to, Kitty. Like you got to throw on the death stare because they'll try it. They will try it, but you know what I mean? You don't mess around with them, then yeah, I have the RBF too. My RBF is no joke. Yeah, I have RBF and the glare. But yeah, after so many years, it doesn't matter to us. Yeah, Hearts Love, like I can notice it and I'll point it out and stuff like that. But I mean, we haven't been together years, but But for me, I will notice it, but for the most part, it doesn't irritate me at all. So, but yeah, you gotta kind of look at them like, you sure you want to do this? You sure you want to ride this train? And then they usually get it and walk away. They know that, and I think it's also how your man responds. If he really doesn't even notice, he'll probably just disregard them, and then they'll just move along. We laugh about it privately, and hey, it's flattering sometimes. Yeah, I mean, I don't think you like naturally we want to think that we're with someone who is undesirable to everyone. I think we want to know that the person that we're with, even if it's like an intrinsic, so like if it's biologically what we want, without like subconsciously. I'm sorry, I couldn't find a word. Even if it's subconsciously what we want and we don't even realize it, I think that there is a need to know that who we're with is um the best that we can, you know what I mean, like it's someone that's desirable to other people. I hope I said that correctly.
Just to let you know that I'm back. Sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
Just to let you know that I'm back. I'm sorry about this. The grocery store last minute changed my delivery time.
Oh.
So it was it was supposed to be between 4 and 6, and I thought, okay, cool, because it would be here before the live stream, but it didn't, and they put sometime after 8 o'clock instead, and so I just that was the buzz, that awful buzzer you heard.
Yeah.
Was the grocery delivery, and so I had to take care of that. I put the frozen food away. Unfortunately, one of the bags of the frozen was completely split open.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lord.
So it's like, great, that's $3.50 down the drain.
Right.
Because I mean, I'm not going to take anything that the packaging is already like open.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, it's like, I wish these people would be more careful. But anyways, that's my rant of grocery delivery for the week. Yeah. Just to remind you, if you haven't given this video a thumbs up, please consider doing so. And if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. It's all engagement according to the algorithm. Yeah, sorry about that. I just wanted to.
Yeah, no worries. I hope I didn't bore everyone.
No, you never bore people. Nova Reii, I always said you were very well spoken.
Thank you.
I always said you were very well spoken.
I try not to ramble, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So shall we try to soldier on with this video?
Yeah, let's go. Thank you, Hearts Love.
Okay.
She's off in some group over there talking with people, and you're over there with some other people, and quite naturally some girl will sidle up to you, and what do? You flirt with her. That's what you do.
Really?
You don't make a big to-do about it. You don't make it like really obvious. You just like smile and laugh. And
oh God, that smile is so creepy. If he smiled at me,
it really is.
I want to vomit right there.
It really is. And flirt with her, man. I wish. Okay, you can.
Oh God, I'd be spewing burrito chunks. Okay.
Charm her. That's all you have to do. Your woman from across the room will know. Oh yes, she will know. And it will drive her a little bit nuts. And here is when you need a little bit of finesse. See, of course, when you're flirting with this girl, right? This random girl that you came across at some cocktail party or wherever the fuck, and you're in the car and you're driving home and your girlfriend or your wife is all pouty and pissed off. Well, here's the thing. She's going to eventually bring about the fact that you were talking to some girl and she didn't like it. And you just say, I was just talking to her, and you play innocent. That's what you have to do. You don't rub her nose in the fact that you were flirting with some woman. No. She'll connect the dots on her own. She'll connect them quicker than you would. Okay? If the shoe were on the other foot, oh yeah. Women are better at the social game. Okay? It's simple as that. There is a reason that you...
I'm a fucking introvert. And I'm socially awkward.
Yeah, I think that number one, I don't think you know your partner. So if I know that my partner is an introvert and then he's smiling up in some woman's damn face, then I'm gonna be taken back by that. But if I know that my partner is personable, he likes to speak to people, things like that, then him smiling at someone else is more a function of his personality than anything else. And it shouldn't get you up in an uproar because of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, Sally, good to have you along for this bumpy ride. Bumpy ride. Yeah. Hearts Love, did you mean the snot up his nose is so flattering, or did you really mean the shot? What do you mean the snot? Did you mean okay. Either way, yeah, she's okay. Heart.
Yeah, it's a terrible angle.
So flirts to annoy his partner. It is a terrible angle. We do see his nostrils.
Yeah, it's not a good angle.
And they're flaring up. This is not a good look.
No, at all.
Okay. Well, we'll try to stomach it.
Right.
You this video.
Yeah, unfortunately we are. It shows we have no life. We're watching you. We have no life.
Guys, we suck at this social game. Women are
you
masters
do
at this shit.
Exactly.
You suck at it.
Evolutionary survival depends on it. Men, no. Our evolutionary survival depends on us hunting the woolly masters.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
We're great at solving problems. We're shit.
That is such bullshit. That's such bullshit. We're great at solving problems. I think people that are good at solving problems are great at solving problems.
Yeah.
Not just men are inherently great at solving problems. In terms of the social game, women again have been socialized to believe that their value is directly correlated to their looks. So because of that, I think that we are conditioned to understand how to flirt and understand how to utilize our looks for our own good. The younger, the more desired we are in society. So obviously the younger the woman, the more she would, the more flirtatious she might be. But I think just in general, it's why we are maybe superior in that realm, because we've been conditioned over time to understand that we're being judged by that constantly.
Exactly. And here's another thing, like about my experience, both men and women equally come to me when they're in a jam.
Mm-hmm.
They're in a jam. They know I can put out a fire if they need help with that.
Right.
They know that I can refer them to resources or point them in the right direction to resources if that's needed. And like all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They come to me and they need help, or if they just need a listening ear, a sympathetic ear or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
So what he's saying that only him or the men are the problem solvers, it's like, yeah. Why do a lot of both men and women, they come to me, to help them out,
Right.
And I'm sure it happens with a lot of people, men and women both. And this dude, I'll tell you this. I would tell him, go swim with the sharks,
Mm-hmm.
You ain't getting my help.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's funny because one of the things that a lot of people tend to, like friends and family of mine, they will come to me specifically because they will say, well, you're able to solve problems, like you're able to give advice objectively, which completely goes against his entire premise of women not being able to, not being logical creatures. So, I mean, it's like the proof of the opposite of what he's saying is right there, like it's not hard to find. Like you just said, you're good at solving problems. I'm known for that in my little group of people. So yeah,
exactly.
Yes.
I'll tell you this though, I would be happy to let his ass.
You'd be happy to what?
I'd be happy to let his ass sink, swim with the sharks. You ain't getting my help.
Right.
You ain't getting my help, dude.
Right? Seriously.
And you couldn't pay me enough. Even if I were to charge money for it, you couldn't pay me enough.
Right.
Here we go.
problems, social interaction, social dynamics, women are better at it. Just, accept it. It's no big deal. It's no big deal to admit the fact that you're not particularly good at something. We are not good at this shit. So,
well, you're not good at this shit. Why don't we
Right.
be specific, dude?
that's what I'm telling you. What you have to do is you have to make it clear to her that you have options without rubbing her nose in it. Because if you make it so
Says the
obvious,
nose
if you flirt
himself.
so openly with a random woman that you see at some party or something like that, right? She's going to get really pissed. But if you're just charming and smiling, and you can, in all honesty, later say it was totally innocent, she'll know that it was totally innocent, but it'll leave that little bug in her head, which is what you want. And what's that bug?
You're the bug.
You're the bug.
You're the bug, dude.
Yeah, no, that's so. I mean, my brother is. How old is my brother? Yikes, he's 5 years older than me, so 39. Yeah,
Right.
my brother's 39, and my brother has the most charming personality I have ever met. He can. He could sell a red popsicle to a woman wearing white gloves. 100. He's that type of person. So
Wow.
I say that to say, if you have a charming personality, it doesn't take work, man or woman. If you're in a social setting and you're just that type of person, it's not work. It's only work for people who unfortunately don't necessarily are not extroverted that way. So it takes a little bit more work. But for him to say like it's specifically the one gender, that doesn't. No. I know some men who are extremely charming.
I'll be the first to admit I'm socially awkward. I don't like group situations.
Mm-hmm.
And like there was a friend of mine, he would take me, to meet his old school friends and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't do that with too many people. So I considered it kind of an honor,
Mm-hmm.
kind of privileged, if you will.
Right.
So if anything, I was stressing myself out. Okay, he's taking me somewhere to meet a group of people. He doesn't take others often to meet. I better be on my best behavior. And it's like, what do I do? I'm socially awkward, and sometimes I say things that that are a bit off the, But again, at least I can admit my shortfalls,
Right.
And
Right.
I can admit my shortfalls, But the flip side is I am a great problem solver.
Right.
I'm a great problem solver. I am an empath, and I'm a very honest person.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's odd for me saying that on the internet when we're supposed to be telling people don't believe everything you hear on the internet. I'm aware of how I'm very much aware. See, that's another thing. I'm self-aware. I don't think he, and like he's talking, like he's like, oh God, that nose of his.
Yeah.
Face is. He's like young. Oh my God, he's like young dumb honey bun. He loves that viewfinder.
Yeah, he does. I mean, and I think that's the thing too. Like his self-awareness is so he has this fake sort of alpha personality that's just covering up a whole lot of insecurity, which I tend to find most alpha, but when you're and what you just explained was excuse me, it goes against his whole him saying that women are just better at the social game. You just explained, like, look, I'm kind of introverted. You know what I mean? Like, I'm an empath, but I'm sort of introverted. So the whole social thing has more to do with just, who you are as a person, like personality wise, but also just how you handle social social interactions. And that can be man or woman, can be awkward or incredibly charming. I've seen some extremely charming men who, you're like, oh, that guy, I wouldn't want to be with him. He's scary, you know what I mean? Because he's so charming.
Some of them, you just want to take a shower right after you're done, I mean,
right. Some of them were like, okay.
We might well be one of them giving me that urge. I was thinking of having my dinner once I jumped off the stream. Well, that's not going to happen now.
You lost your appetite.
Yeah, he broke my appetite.
Right.
If she breaks up with you, if she dumps you, if she tries to divorce rape you or some shit like that, you'll find somebody else, and maybe, quite possibly, or perhaps even probably, somebody better. That is what will keep her in line.
Keep her in
The
line.
knowledge, not just the suspicion, but the knowledge.
Yeah, because we gotta keep her in line.
Keep her in line.
Oh God. Why do I get the feeling he's got woman beater on him? I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's pleasant to
Abusive. I don't know.
be with at all. He doesn't look that way. Yeah.
Just the way he sounds right now. Keep her in line, and something tells me keep her in line implies something kind of serious.
Well, I mean, even if you look at his, this whole idea of manipulating these situations to sort of plant seeds in her head, that's right there in and of itself is predatory. So this idea of like keeping her in line is this like sort of passive aggressive way to manipulate the situation as a whole, because he's severely insecure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Read right there. Oh gosh. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's go on, dude. Oh, he sounds like a real winner.
Yeah.
You can get somebody else relatively easily and quite possibly better than her.
Why do I get the feeling he's a virgin? Calling Mr. Frank Kermit. Got a client here for you.
This guy needs to grow some facial hair. I'm not.
I don't even think facial hair would help, because I've got visions now of not all over the mustache and soup, on a beard like soup or syrup or jam. Oh, yeah.
He has a false sense of I don't even know. I want to say false sense of worth, but I hate to imply that someone has no worth. But yeah, I think he definitely has a false sense of worth, and that comes from being able to leverage your money for whatever it is you want from a person.
Hang on a minute. There's some new people in chat. Joe and Mumsy Musings, good to have you. I'm glad to see you. And she says this guy needs to grow a whole new personality. Yeah, I just don't know how that would be medically possible to do that.
Well, yeah, according to Young Dumb Honey Bun, he's done.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
After 18, he's done.
Done, because nobody changes after 18, according to her.
Oh, yeah.
Major, yeah.
Look, they're both part of the same camp, because to her, nobody changes after 18. To him, women are useless after 25. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, so we got, hey, Jean, good to have you. Jean is saying, hey, straight talking Fedora chick, great to see you. Hear your views and stand up for what is right, as always. I try, Jean. I try. And Jean says, hey, you red pill, don't I know you from that other sector? Yeah, I like to change things up every so often around here. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Yeah. We like to change things up, and this falls under commentary. I am a commentary channel, and this is commentary.
Right.
Subject. And this is a subject I've always been interested in, so.
Yeah, me too.
Probably because I'm relationship challenged. But and according to a lot of these coaches, I'm ready for the nursing home. But so who else is here? Damn Danny is still here. She's free from work. All right, Damn Danny.
Nice.
She says it's time to relax. Excellent. Kitty says she's socially adapted. I wish I was, Kitty. I really wish I was. I'm not.
Yeah, it took me a while to become, like, I'm naturally a flirt, but I am a bit introverted in social environments. And I don't know, I'm a weird combination of the two, because I'll stay to myself, but then once you get me going and I'm joking around, then, for whatever reason, I have a crowd around me laughing at what I'm saying. I have no idea how that happens, but yeah. But I'm a bit introverted at first.
Yeah, well, I was going to add something to my merch line, something like, okay, we're here, we're introverted, we feel sick now, we want to go home.
Right.
Or how about something like, oh my God, how long? Let's have a meeting, our annual introvert club meeting.
Right.
Our own home.
Right.
Our own homes. Or we
Exactly.
arrive at a convention center. There's 3 people. Oh no, it's crowded. It's far too crowded.
Yeah, that would be cool because I 100% agree. Like I understand. I have to gear myself up for a social sort of, like if I know I'm gonna be at a social setting where I'm among a bunch of people, I have to sort of get myself prepared for that. And then I need time to recuperate once I've done it. So it's weird. Like it's weird because my boyfriend tells me all the time, you're not introverted because the things that you do for a living are not introverted things, but you might have introverted ways. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, a person can be both, you know. They can
Yeah.
have tendencies towards introvert, and they
Right.
can also be extrovert at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm introverted, but I have a YouTube channel, for instance.
Right.
You know, I
Exactly.
have a YouTube channel. All right, right now I'm not showing my face for which the reason I already told you earlier.
Mhm.
You know, and I don't always show my face. I don't always feel like it, but a lot of the time I do. I do put my face out there. Of course, my face is not in the viewfinder like he is.
Mhm.
It's not in the viewfinder.
Right.
You know, it's like
I wish you would back up. Yeah, exactly.
exactly. Hang on. Jean says, yeah, when they did your age, it makes my blood boil. I'm trying to live forever. When you lose loved ones who died younger, older age is something to be proud of, in my opinion. I'm going to agree with you there, Jean. Yeah, that is an
Absolutely.
accomplishment in and of itself, you know.
Yep.
You know, I mean, what was I saying? We were saying something similar, not you and I, but off camera in real life a while back. I was talking. I used to chat with Holocaust survivors. They survived. They survived the camps. They survived Auschwitz.
Wow.
And if any time old age is, you know, when so many were killed, you know,
Mm-hmm.
if any time survival or living to old age, to a ripe old age, to see children and grandchildren, that isn't an accomplishment in and of itself.
Oh yeah.
You know, it is.
Absolutely.
You know, so
I
anyway.
agree.
Yeah. All right. Shall we soldier on?
Let's go.
All right.
That will
Uh-huh.
cleave her to you in a way that will be more binding than chains, because women are competitive. It's a
Binding. Are you constipated, dude? 'Cause right now,
What binding.
right now he looks constipated. I don't know. I don't know.
simple as that. Women are competitive.
Juice,
They like to
dude.
win. They like to feel that they are triumphing, because all animals are like that. We all like to feel that we're winning, that we're conquering something. We men like to think that we're conquering the fucking mastodon. Women,
But what?
they
I
want
didn't catch
to feel they
that.
are conquering the right guy. And how do they know that they have the right guy? What's the symptom? What's the sign for a woman that she's got the right man? The sign is that other women want him. That's the sign. You know who gets divorced?
Wait.
You know who gets divorce raped, loses custody of the kids, winds up shelling out 3/4 of his salary and whatnot? You know who gets ass blasted like that? It's the nice guy. That nice, flubby, loyal guy who never even talks to another woman, who's just like a fucking neuter. Yeah.
Why is comparing to dogs?
Right. Right. That's one
Comparing
thing.
to dogs.
Yeah, and also it's this this is where you can tell all of this is just very personal to these guys, because I've seen complete assholes get cleaned out in court. So I mean, I don't think it's specifically, you know, just nice guys that get cleaned out. And again, this idea of like being cleaned out of all your riches has yet, you know, come up again, which these guys have this real like thorn in their ass when it comes to alimony. Like I don't know what it is, but they all speak about it over and over again. Like it's I mean, and
Yeah.
like, and this idea that you're going to manipulate the situation so that you can connect this woman to you, as if human nature, maybe, as if as people we don't have the ability to have a change of heart, or something can, whatever the case may be.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I don't know. And what he's not taking into consideration, of course he won't, because I'm convinced a lot of these dudes are also abusive.
yeah,
Not necessarily physically or
right.
sexually, but verbally
Yes,
as
yeah.
well, emotionally, psychologically abusive. And of course, he's not going to take that into account, because I have a feeling him and his buddies or so-called clients fall under that heading.
Yeah.
And that's
Agreed.
something that must always be taken account. I mean, of course, if the relationship is abusive, of course, leave it,
Mm-hmm.
And a lot, unfortunately, do stay for whatever reason. A lot of them do stay with it.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's probably why they specifically seek out younger women, because younger women cannot see those signs right away. I mean, you don't have the wisdom to, like when you're older, you can sort of see certain red flags and understand that those are red flags. And then, you can act accordingly, or, okay, you trust your own instinct enough. Whereas a young woman, you're still learning. And I think that's why they look for younger women, because they can't see around those sort of huge ass red flags,
Sure. I mean, have any of you seen the movie? It was from 2003. One of my favorite movies of all time, with Diane Keaton, Jack Nicholson, Keanu Reeves, and Frances McDormand. What was it called? Something's Gotta Give.
Oh, yes. I don't remember it fully, but I did see it.
Okay. And early in the movie, Diane Keaton's daughter, like her character's daughter, her character of Erica Berry, Erica Berry's daughter is dating Jack Nicholson's character, Harry Sandmore. And of course, Jack Nicholson is like, he's even older than Diane Keaton. And he ends up, and Frances McDormand plays Diane Keaton's sister, who is this ultra feminist. She teaches women's studies at Columbia University, the character I'm talking about, her character of Zoe. And she's talking about women, women and dating. And she says, older women are as fucked the demographic as can be.
That the demographic is what?
As fucked the demographic as can be.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What she was describing.
Oh, yeah.
This dude here, I don't think he can attract a 23-year-old. I don't think he can. And, I think he might even scare women who are older, who do have the wisdom and the life experience, probably scare them too.
Oh, hell yeah. I think an older woman who understands what all this facade is going to completely go the other way.
Yeah, I know I would.
Yeah.
I know I would.
Me too.
I don't know. There's something about him. It's like, I don't know. Is he going to? I don't know. Ew, creepy.
Yeah, something about him just isn't right. And number one, he just it'll be a no for me, Chief.
Yeah, it's
It'll be a no. It'll be a no for me.
Calling Jack Nicholson. There we go.
He might be banging his girlfriend or wife or whatever.
Banging his girlfriend,
banging
that's
her morning,
classy.
noon, and night for all.
Right.
But that's not the issue. It's not an issue of how well you bang the girl. No. It's her knowledge that you have options, that other women want to fuck you. If she
flatter
knows this
yourself
for
too
a
much,
fact,
dude.
Yeah.
she's going to be loyal to you. But those schlubs, those nice guys, and they're always nice guys, and they're always these guys who have this thought that, they would never make their woman or wife or girlfriend or whatever feel insecure. Oh, no. They will never do that because they're a nice guy. They will always be loyal, and they'll never even talk to another woman. And if his girlfriend or his wife tells him, honey, I hate it when you talk to another woman. Please don't do it. He will respect her. Yeah, he will do what she asks. He will.
Well, some of them might, and others will just be more covert about those extramarital activities.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I don't know where he's going here.
Me either.
All right, let's go.
He'll never talk to another woman, and of course, the woman will wind up banging the mailman and then divorce raping him in court.
Oh God.
That's how
There
it
we go.
goes, brother. Don't be that simp. Don't be that nice guy. Don't rub her nose in the fact that you've got options, but show her that you do. The weird thing, and
What are
and
your
this is
options,
going to sound
dude?
so fucking counterintuitive,
Right.
because see, we guys, if we think that our woman is potentially flirting with other guys, potentially thinking or considering going off with another man, we're devastated. Oh yeah, it just hits us, it's like a knee to the balls. Yeah, you know it is. I know it is. We all know it. That's how we feel. If we see our woman at some party, like mildly and casually flirting with some other man, it's just like, what the fuck? It really pisses us off. And we sulk about it, and we get really upset at her, and she'll be like, "Oh, I wasn't doing anything," but we fucking know, right? And the thing is, it
You
hurts
do that.
us terribly, and
Great.
it makes us not want to be with that woman.
What?
How?
So
What? How does someone else being attracted to you make you, like, someone else being attracted to your partner will make you not want to be with your partner?
can't
Isn't the-
control. I mean, it's not like we can control
Right.
others.
I mean,
That's right. So
yeah, like, it's like I said earlier, I'm a very flirtatious person, so I can never be with a person who was insecure. And not only that, I'm a bartender by trade, so I have
Oh,
to
wow.
flirt with people. Like, I have no other choice. Like,
Well,
it's
you
part
know,
of the territory.
yeah, I mean, I used to be in that business too, and to get the tips.
Right, exactly.
It is a reality.
Yeah, it's sort of the reality. And for a person who will see, like, for a person to seek someone out who is very attractive, or be with someone who they find to be very attractive, do you think you're the only person who finds this person attractive?
Exactly. And then once again, we can't control
Who talks to us?
if the guy down the street besides we're attracted. We have no control over that.
Exactly.
We
Right.
don't. We really have no control over that. So this is so convoluted.
So convoluted.
Because we don't want to be with a
Programmed.
promiscuous woman. Of course not. We want to make sure that the woman we are with is loyal to us, to ensure that her offspring are our offspring, right?
That's usually
that's
how it
why
works.
It pisses us off when we see our woman flirting with some other guy, because it makes us very insecure about our paternity. This is built into us by evolution.
Really,
I would love to see the science behind that.
I
For
don't think
guys,
there
when we
is.
see our woman doing that,
I don't think there is. And if there is, anybody in the chat, or if you're watching this later, feel free to drop a link in the comment section.
Yep.
If you find any science on that. Yeah. So yeah, do put it in the comment section.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, please do. Absolutely. Okay. Here we go.
we feel that she is preparing to leave us, and we start to mentally leave her. The bonds between a man and a woman weaken when a woman starts flirting with another guy. But for women, it's different. It's the opposite, the exact opposite. When she sees that her man can bag and bang some other woman,
Bag and
a
bang.
high quality woman, attractive, young.
Bag and bang.
Bag and bang. You gotta love the.
Bag
I
and
mean,
bang.
it's you. They give themselves away with the terminology that they use, like bag and bang. I mean, aside from that, just being very juvenile terminology, the idea that someone finding your partner attractive of like will make them undesirable to you, but for a woman it will make you more desirable. In some social settings that may bear true, but I think in the broader sense, if you're attracted to someone, then you should assume that there are many other people who are as well, unless you pick the absolute most undesirable person you can as a way to ensure loyalty, and then in that case that would be a completely predatory way of going about dating and such.
Oh yeah. So, anyways, we're gonna turn to the chat for a moment.
Sure.
Damn, Danny. Right now, the only thing I find attractive is a glass of whiskey and a side of cheesecake.
That's right, Danny.
You go, girl. You go, girl. You have our full support.
Right.
You go, girl. And Kitty says, right, Danny. Yeah, Kitty agrees. Damn, Danny, no offense. The title. This guy has options. Oh, no offense taken. We're not offended.
Right.
At least we're not offended by your
At all.
comment. Your comment is not offending us. He's offending us, though.
Right.
But your comment is not.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Cheers on the whiskey and enjoy that cheesecake. Yeah. And Heart's Love, I think she wants some cheesecake too. Who wouldn't want cheesecake?
Right? I love cheesecake.
Who wouldn't want it? Yeah. Oh, wait. Damn, Danny. Wait. My boyfriend, I find my boyfriend attractive. ROFL. Rolling on the floor and laughing, I think that means.
Yeah.
Okay. How did I forget him? Ha ha ha. I'm tired. Okay, you just finished work. You're expected to be tired. Damn, Danny, bag and bang. Never heard that before. Well, you heard it here first, kids. You heard it here, boys and girls.
The Red Pill dating coach has taught you something new, apparently.
Heartthrob says you can tell this is common nomenclature. Indeed. Okay. Yeah. Heart's Love, if you've got access to the links, could you please put them up? And if you could please put them up. Just a reminder, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, give this video a thumbs down. If you didn't, it's all the same to the algorithm.
Yep.
It's engagement. And if you want to support the channel, go check out my Patreon for as little as $1 per month. I upload about once per month more personal content. I also do reactions over there. For a one-time donation, I have PayPal. And also go check out my merch. If the links are not in there, the links are all in the description box. If you're interested, go check out my merch. And also, if you haven't joined our Discord server, what are you waiting for? Come and meet an awesome group of people in our server. You have to be 18 and up to join. You will have to go through a verification process. And we have rooms to suit every taste. Yes, except no red pills.
Right, no red pills.
No red pills. And no red pills. No baby coaches. But we have other rooms. We have rooms to suit other tastes. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Heart's Love, for putting the links up. Thank you. I appreciate you. All right, let's play him back.
Young woman. It turns her on. She wants to be with that guy more than ever.
How does he know?
Right.
Way of the world. And to fight it is foolish. It's like fighting the tide. How smart is that? Okay, so that's the end of this video. You can shut it off right now. Let me just tell you really quick what's going on with my channels.
Oh,
the CRP channel, this channel, is going to be devoted strictly to women and issues revolving women because CRP love this shit. And I like talking about it. So what the fuck? Give the people what they want. And people who come to the CRP
just
channel
what we need.
like to hear me talk about women and whatever random insights.
Yeah, you show you don't know anything about them.
Right.
On my Gonzalo Lyric channel, link in the description below, you're going to find me talking about all the other shit that I don't cover on the CRP channel, i.e. every other topic aside from women, of course, right? I think it's valuable content. It's content also directed for younger guys. You know, talking about the world and how the world works. Yeah. And on Patreon, also the link in the description below.
Oh, he has Patreon too. No, we're not letting you.
No, we're not doing it.
Patreon.
Just what we need. This guy coaching even more younger men to believe in the nonsense that he likes to spew. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, I feel my IQ has dropped a few points after watching both those videos. I don't know about you or Eddie or you folks in the chat. Hey, folks in the chat, just out of curiosity, because we all know I'm morbidly curious. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel that you're that you, I don't know, fried a few brain cells after watching those videos. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's just for shits and giggles. You
Yeah,
don't have to if you don't want to.
it was a quite the experience. I had no idea that the video that I sent you was the same guy.
Okay.
This guy is just pretty cringy, as cringy as they come. If we're talking about dating coaches, I think he's as cringy as they come. That one and the one that I reviewed last time, they're pretty cringy.
The one who recommended against dating single moms, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
they're both pretty cringy. And I think that for me, Wode, what's up?
Hey, Wode. Wode, I'm going to leave the stream up so you'll be able to catch it in its entirety and our reactions. And but just a warning, after watching these two videos, you may find yourself having a few brain cells fried. Just a warning.
Yeah, it's I think both of them are a bit cringy, and I think it just speaks to a bigger problem if you're looking at like the dynamic between men and women. And honestly, I think it's just another hustle. You got a bunch of men who realize that there are young men who maybe to some degree don't understand their place in society when it comes to dealing with women. I think probably are socially awkward, maybe haven't really understood how to date or how to attract the women that they like, and so they look to these older guys to tell them that you should seek women 20 years younger than you, which is scary because if they're targeting 20-year-old young men or 25-year-old young men, what young women are they looking for? You get what I'm saying? Like it's
I totally get it. Wode, like I said, don't worry about it. The stream will be up. You'll be able to. And I have a feeling whatever movie you were watching was probably a lot more intelligent than what we were watching.
Right. Yeah, that was rough. I mean,
that was rough. Yeah, just a hunch, Wode. I think your movie was probably more intelligent.
Exactly. They were. I mean, it was. Yeah. I mean, what do you think about this whole movement of sort of red pill dating coaches and things like that?
I think all dating coaches, and I've come to the conclusion, especially since I found out, are these people that can't get real jobs? Okay, I mean, first of all, I will reiterate again for those who didn't hear earlier in the stream, I will reiterate this again. The profession of life coach, the profession of relationship dating coach, there is no regulation in either Canada, the United States. And again, if after we saw Ash on Before the 90 Days, I doubt in Australia it's regulated either. You do not require licensing. It does not require certification of any kind. It does not require certification. In other words, if you can't find a job or whatever, you don't have any other skills, I suppose, you can hang up a shingle and call yourself a relationship coach. And that's what's scary because a lot of people, a lot of lonely singles, look up to these people.
Absolutely.
They look up to these people for guidance. And all he can offer is opinion. Like there's no scientific, like what we saw, for example, the good example we're bringing up, because a lot of you, I'm sure in the chat, and we've watched it, Before the 90 Days, the 90 Day Fiance, Ash and Avery. And Ash is supposedly a relationship coach back in Melbourne, Australia. But we saw the whole seminar that he gave, that he was not even prepared. It was a spectacular fail. There was no scientific evidence to back up any of his assertions.
Right.
And this is how a lot of them talk. And if you read a lot of the ebooks that they sell online, these so-called coaches, there are a lot of YouTube channels as well, both female and male coaches. I swear to God, put whatever they say on a Xerox machine and out comes another ebook.
Yeah, exactly.
The same thing, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of antiquated gender assignments, in terms of like what you're supposed to do regarding your gender. And this sort of what we mentioned earlier with this idea or this notion that women are more emotional, therefore being less logical and unable to make decisions because of that, where that isn't even proven scientifically for that matter. So but it's been accepted because in society women have been able to be or been allowed to be more transparent with their emotions, and so you have a lot of people who buy into that. And I think that with women making more money than what they did in prior years, with women being more independent, I think you have young men not understanding how they fit in the dynamic of a relationship, especially if they saw growing up their fathers, their grandfathers, kind of being assigned to certain gender roles. They're like, damn, well, what do I do now? Because I'm not needed for the same things as I want that, as men once were. Do you agree with that, or do you kind of what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, a lot of what they're reaching, and I'm not going to say it's just the male dating coaches. There are women dating coaches. Just go on YouTube, search. There are plenty of them. There's Amy North, who is from Western Canada, and she comes off like a bimbo, and she just comes off as a crazy bimbo. And
Right.
She says the same things that a lot of these male coaches say. Like I said, like I said, they all say the same thing.
Yeah.
Xerox machine, and voila, you got an ebook or you got a video. And there was another woman. There was a Facebook group, okay, from Facebook group. It's for Montreal singles. But trust me, nobody's meeting anybody over there. No, and them too. It's like, well, the Montreal singles. We're supposedly a progressive city, right? No, we're not. After seeing that group, no, we're not.
Wow, I'm surprised by that.
What?
I'm surprised by that. I would think that Canada, I mean, at least the rhetoric that we get from this side of, that Canada in and of itself is much more progressive, but also, so you would think that some of the major cities are way more progressive than America.
You'd be surprised. We like to think we are, but
that's not. Disappointing.
It is disappointing. The Montreal singles group, I'll give you a clue. I didn't go to this event because it was too far and I didn't feel like taking a 2-hour bus ride, and I don't drive, okay? I don't have a car, I don't drive. I didn't feel like taking a 2-hour bus ride on public transit. It was all the way across town, and they were organizing a coffee meet and mingle, and they rented the entire space of this coffee shop. And apparently from what I heard and all the pictures I saw, the people were all staring at their phones for openers.
Really?
Like, this is weird, okay? They're all there, but they're not talking to each other. They're all looking at their phones.
Yeah, I think we socialize very differently now than ever. I mean, I think I'm part of the last generation that saw, like, they use payphones, or that you grew up without any sort of technology as a main source of entertainment. And so even when I go to like a restaurant or something like that, and I see couples buried in their phones and not even really interacting, it's off-putting to me.
It's very off-putting to me too. I'll be honest with you. It's very off-putting to me too. And the other thing is that was even weirder. Okay, I noticed that like they had 2 large tables set up, and like long tables together, and all the women were sitting at one table and all the dudes were sitting at another table. And it's like, what the fuck is this? A 7th grade sock op?
Right.
Are we in junior high? Are we in junior high here? How old are you?
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah, that's.
And anyways, the men that are there on this Facebook group, they all talk about, they like the older dudes. They want the younger one because the skin is tighter, and they have more energy in that. Yada yada yada.
Right.
And and a lot of the such superficial people. You know,
Right.
it's so superficial. All these people, like, they're all saying they would never date somebody who, like, the men would say they wouldn't date a plain Jane, and the women wanted a dude that had some kind of status in society,
Mm-hmm.
like some kind of socioeconomic status. It reminds me of that old Seinfeld. And anybody here ever watch Seinfeld?
Yeah, I used to love Seinfeld.
Okay, anybody in the chat remember
I
Seinfeld?
remember Seinfeld. I know Wode does.
Yeah, put a 1 in the chat if you remember Seinfeld. Okay, there was an episode where, there were a lot of episodes like this, but this one particular episode, okay, Jerry and Elaine were going to be fixing up George and one of Elaine's friends on a date.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see kind of like a 4-way split screen, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Elaine is on the phone with her friend.
Oh yeah.
Jerry is on the phone with George. And the first thing George asks Jerry is, what does she look like?
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing out of his mouth. The lady, Elaine's friend, the first thing she asks Elaine is, what does he do for a living?
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much how you describe the Montreal Facebook singles group.
Yeah, I was even talking to a good friend of mine, and she was talking about a guy that she had just met, and she was like, yeah, I met this guy and he does this, and he just bought a townhouse. And I was like, and it sort of registered to me that the first thing that was mentioned was what he had or what sort of status he had
Sure.
in terms of economic, finances. And then you meet a guy, and like I have a good guy friend of mine, and when he would explain his girlfriend before I saw what she looked like, it was always how good she looked. And guys, like she does modeling and blah blah blah. And so I never went above my head that the guy friends I had always focused on the looks, and the female friends always focused on the status. And I think, again, we've been conditioned to feel that way. Like back in the day, if you wasn't a really pretty woman and you couldn't get a man that was well off to marry you, you were doomed or relegated to a life of poverty. And so we've been conditioned historically to seek out men who are doing better financially, and the opposite is true, to where a man sees a woman, and if you didn't have the best looking woman on your arm, then you know what I'm saying. Like that was also an indictment on how much you were worth as a man if the woman that you had wasn't the best looking, which may be why even when men are with women for a significant amount of time, and let's say they do gain weight or whatever the case may be, you see this sort of regression, or at least they go and will cheat on her with a younger woman. And that's maybe because of that. Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm sure those coaches we had on the videos, I'm sure as far as socioeconomic status is concerned, I'm sure they're null. I'm sure these are men that cannot hold down a regular job.
Yeah.
And this is why they do what they do.
Like
I said, I don't know how they would make any, because from what I've seen, these videos are not monetized.
Right.
I don't know what they're making money. I don't know who would sponsor them, if there's any sponsorship. I don't know who would sponsor them. They probably have clients.
Yeah.
God help us, and God help them. For the love of everything on God's green earth. But yeah, it is. Hang on. We're going to address the chat for a minute, because I don't have to thank you. She said, Wode earlier said, ha, I can't believe I missed it. I was watching. Oh, yeah, we covered that. Oh, damn, Danny. Well, when I was there, I never saw any drama, just good people for sure. Glad that nothing has affected a lot of bad seeds on Discord and social media. This is true. Damn, Danny, if you want to come back to our Discord server, you're welcome to do so. The only thing is you just have to go through a verification process that we have for everybody now. And yet we still keep things pretty drama-free. We still keep things pretty drama-free. For a Discord server, I think we do pretty good. We should be proud. Yeah, Wode, thanks for the warning. Yeah, that was in response saying that Wode's movie was probably better than the video. Yeah, so they should. Woe Day. Oh, well, you're very welcome, Woe Day. Yeah, Hearts Love says no. Woe Day remembers Ash too from the 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hard to forget.
I'll never. It's a seminar. That was the
Yeah.
make an ass out of yourself in front of female clients who pay you big bucks for this,
Right.
but also show your ass off on international television.
Yeah.
Exactly. Wode says, "What have you done for me lately? Attitude ain't nothing going on but the rent mentality. We have been brainwashed with this forever. Yeah, sadly, you're right." Wode says, "Hey, can I make a video tomorrow and say I'm a scientist? Why don't you take a crack at it, Wode? You couldn't possibly do any worse."
You're right. You say the right things, people will believe you.
Yeah, Wode, you couldn't possibly do any worse. I would watch it. If you were to do that,
I would watch it.
and say you're a scientist, I would watch.
I would watch it too.
Yeah, would see. Yeah, so you already got 2 viewers. Okay, all right, 2 viewers. Kitty, good night, Kitty.
Good night, Kitty.
Good night, Kitty. And so, okay, so yeah, so that addresses the chat for right now. We're going. Anyways, usually I turn the last bit of the session to the chat. So that's going to come up very shortly. So before we turn it over to the chat, the discussion more to the chat, which I always do. Do you have any final remarks about either of the videos we watched or anything in general about the whole muddy world of dating?
That they're number one, these coaches, many of them are very cringy, but I also just want to sort of revisit, because I will forever sort of champion this. Women are not less logical than men.
No.
We have to stop buying into this nonsense. That's not what it is. We are conditioned to be more transparent about our emotions, and I will say that until I can't say it anymore, because I'm tired of this sort of lie that has been told and unfortunately believed by many. But that's it.
There you go. Yeah, I pretty much said everything I've got to say on that subject of the 2 videos and dating in general. Like I said, I'm pretty jaded when it comes to dating by now. You know, I'm pretty goddamn jaded.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and those 2 videos just, if anything, it reaffirmed my jadedness. It reaffirmed my jadedness. I will remain jaded. Thank you. I will remain jaded.
I hear you.
I know. Yeah, I will remain jaded, and yeah, that is the thing. So yeah, for those of you, many of you here know Nova Reii has a channel, Nova Reii Reacts.
Yes. Nova Reii Reacts. You can also find me on Twitter at Nova_Reii, REII. That's actually the same for my Twitter and my Instagram. I don't really rock with Facebook too much, but you can also find me there at Nova Reii as well. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, and I'm working on my merch line, but the store is not open yet. It's a store on Shopify. It will not say Nova Reii Reacts on t-shirts. It will be more uplifting, messages and things like that. So look out for that.
Can't wait to see it. Yeah.
Thank you.
So Nova Reii's channel is linked in the pinned comment below this video. If anyone want to go check her out. I noticed you have a live stream coming up, still on the theme of dating, something about virgins.
Yes, we have. Yeah, well, what I'll be doing is reviewing some street interviews about whether or not people would date virgins, but also there's I think he's a Mormon, I believe. He's a 34-year-old virgin, and his dating sort of adventures. So, and yeah, I want to open up the conversation about these sort of sections of or these groups of people that are typically deemed not date worthy, and kind of open up the discussion for whether or not they really are.
Cool. So yeah. So when is that live stream?
That's on Saturday at 8 p.m.
Excellent. Well, I will be there. I'm sure many in the chat will be there, because I noticed many in the chat also follow you.
Yeah.
Like Wodo and Damn Danny. Damn Danny and a few others that were in here earlier, but I don't. And then there are others who have been my followers and like Hearts Love, she's been a mod here since the days I was double-digit subscribers. Hearts Love,
Nice.
and she's a mod at our Discord server as well.
Oh wow.
Hearts Love, yeah. But yeah, so Nova Reii Reacts. Again, the link to her channel is in the pinned comment below. Go check her out. Go subscribe to her. Show her some love. She needs to grow too.
Thank you.
Show her some love.
I'm trying. I'm chugging along.
All we can do, right? Hey, look,
Right.
I've had this channel for 2 years, and I'm like about 580 subscribers or something like that. You know, well, but that's a whole other can of worms. I took a year off from this channel.
Yeah, I took time off.
I probably shouldn't have done that, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Can't undo it, right? But yeah, I can't undo it. So now we're going to turn it over to the chat. Whoever's left, Damn Danny and Wode and Kitty. No, Kitty's gone. Wode just subscribed and hit the notification so I won't miss out STFC. Thank you, Wode, and welcome to my twisted world. Much appreciated.
Nice.
Thank you so much. And so there's Damn Danny. I think Hearts Love may be still around. So I'm turning it over to you now for the last few minutes. What do you have to say? Do you have anything to add? You feel at home. I'm glad you do. That's what I want. I want you to feel at home.
Thank you, Damn Danny. It sounds awesome, Nova. You guys have good topics. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because a lot of people came to us or at least for me in particular, because of my commentary about, Hater Nation, all that. But yeah, I'm glad that people are sticking around for other things. Because yeah.
Well, the thing is, I went into the hater game late. Like, if anybody sees my channel, I've got like 190 videos up. And they'll notice that I only touched upon Hater Nation pretty recently.
Right.
So it's like because I've rebranded this channel. I started out as a mental health channel.
Okay.
And I rebranded into commentary. For a variety of reasons. I'm not going to get into that now, but I think there are videos on my channel still up where I discuss why I rebranded from mental health to commentary. I still do mental health topics. It's just I feel that my activism for mental health, I don't think YouTube is necessarily the best forum for that. That's one thing. So that's one. But anyways, yeah, I had rebranded to commentary. So if many see, like Gene was asking, why are you not in that other? We're not doing that other sector.
Right.
And I explained and as I said to Gene, is because I want to change things up a bit. I don't think it's smart to stick. Like, I know the YouTube tech guys, they say stick to one niche. I don't think that's very smart because eventually you run out of things to say about that.
Right. And I think that also if you're looking at, like, even if, for instance, if you want to do mental health, sometimes it helps to have something that people are talking about as a way to reference and actually get the message across. So, like, even if you look at Hater Nation, for me, and I've stated this before on my channel, that I'm big into psychology and why people do what they do, which is essentially mental health. So talking about Hater Nation gives an outlet as a way to, like, gives an outlet in terms of how to get the message across by way of a topic that people are talking about, or like in this case dating and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree with you. I think it is important to change around, but I think even when you do change around, you will end up still sort of having a centralized idea or message,
Well, exactly. And as I pointed out, look, I rebranded as a commentary channel, not an anti-hater channel or a hater channel or whatever.
Right.
Okay, I'm a commentary channel, so I'll comment on anything I see on YouTube or anything I see on Twitter or anything in current events, really, or an issue of the day, a social issue of the day that is important to me, like the whole dating game for older women, because it affects me personally, it affects me personally at my age, like I said.
Exactly.
Personally. And I know, and then when, I found you through John's Peanut Gallery. Okay, when you had Peanut on your channel.
Yeah, yeah.
But I stayed for you because I found you well spoken, and then when I saw you do the stream about the red pill guys, like don't date single moms, when you're reacting to don't date single moms, I thought I gotta have her on my channel, but not to talk about haters or hater nation,
Right.
but to discuss more of these idiotic dating coaches.
To discuss more idiots, right?
To discuss more idiots, yeah, exactly. More drama. Different drama, granted. It's different drama, but it's drama, you know. And I thought, you know, it's like, you know, I thought I want to have her on, but you know, let's do this topic instead of doing a hater topic or a hater nation topic. Let's do this.
Right.
You know, because it's also, I want to remind my audience who has been with me since the beginning, since I was a mental health channel, that I am still capable of talking about other topics. I'm still capable of, and I still want to discuss the other topics, you know.
Right, because you can get lost in, you know, when you're talking about specifically a community like Hater Nation, you can get lost in that and find yourself speaking about nothing but that community. And so, yeah, I think that is important to diversify, because even when I was doing reactions about Amberlynn Reed and Chantal Marie, I ended up I started doing Reddit videos. I started doing my first videos were of like hot topics of the day. So they were, you know, about, I think, Kevin Hart thing when he cheated on his wife, and then there was another story. So my initial direction was always going to be, at least for me, was going to be commentary. I just didn't know how to get my voice to more people.
Sure.
And then when I saw something like Amberlynn Reed and Foodie Beauty, it spoke to me, because as someone who struggles with their weight, I thought that they were misinforming in some cases.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and then I saw Hater Nation, how they were acting. I said, okay, you know what I mean?
No, I know. No, say no more. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Right.
You know, I mean, you know, it's, I don't know. I mean, this is one rabbit hole. If you stay trapped in there, you stay trapped for a long time.
Right.
And I mean, take a look at some of the channels that tried to rebrand. Are they doing as well? These are like Zachary Michael, like I don't know how Irate Alex is doing with his new, because he left that whole thing, the whole Amberlynn thing. He's doing true crime now.
That's cool.
Which I think is cool, and there is definitely an audience for it. So
Absolutely.
I wish him all the success with that. Absolutely. I wish him all the success with it. And then there's Zachary Michael, who is branching out into other things. Like he's cooking from the dollar store housewives cookbook. He still reacts to Nikocado avocado. That's fine. Nikocado provides a plethora of material to react to.
That's true.
You know, he does, you know, but it's a question of when you get trapped in that, you know, you get trapped in that world. It's like, what can you do afterwards? What can you do?
Right. Exactly.
Like I said, fortunately for me, I didn't delve into that early in my channel. I did a whole lot of other stuff. So there's other videos, you know, that I can show you other, you know.
Yeah. Same here. I have other videos that were about other things, and I always made it a point to do that, because for me, it was always about just getting my opinion out, because for whatever reason, and that's why I say, like, we're all narcissistic to some degree.
Everybody who does YouTube is, you know.
Everybody's a little narcissistic. I mean,
yeah, they say that.
Huh?
They say that about everybody who does YouTube.
Absolutely. I mean, if you think that your opinion is that important that the world needs to hear it, you're a bit narcissistic, but not, you know, but it's not toxic or anything like that. It's just, you know, and I think that, but for me, it was like, I needed to get I wanted to get my opinion out. I mean, in my group of friends and family, I'm always sort of praised for my level-headed take on things. And so I was like, you know, why not, you know, start a channel and, and then, but yeah, you can absolutely drown and become overwhelmed by that whole community. So I'm glad there are other topics.
No, exactly. You know, and like I said, I do have subscribers, viewers who have been with me, like Arts Love, like resting bitch face. Hey, resting bitch face. Resting bitch face.
I love that name.
For a while. She's been with me for a while, and and they come to, for other commentary too. And I want to provide it, because I have many different interests and many social issues,
Right.
Hang on, we're going to go to the chat. Sorry, we were ignoring the chat and it was supposed to be your time. Sorry. Wode says, who wants to be obsessed about Hater Nation when there are so many other more interesting topics? Exactly, Wode. That's why I think Nova Reii and I agree on this. We're copacetic on this, that we believe in diversifying our content.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think we're copacetic. We do it we diversify for similar reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And Damn Danny says, better late than never, resting bitch face. Yeah, absolutely, resting bitch face. You're always welcome, and the screen will be up. I'm going to have it timestamped, too, with the videos in question, so you can watch what you want. And, yep. Just a warning, resting bitch face, the 2 videos we reacted to, it may fry your brain cells or make you perpetually pissed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, agree. Damn Danny says, agreed at Wode. There are other things to worry about, like really. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. Damn Danny says, I won't lie. I really like Zachary Michael's other stuff and watching him. I don't know. I do like Zachary Michael's cooking, like when he's cooking from Simply Sarah or the Dollar Tree Housewives. I'm not going to say
cool.
I'm not going to say the food is appetizing. It's not. And I'm not going to rush out and learn these recipes. But he makes it entertaining. I'm going to give him props. I'm going to give Zachary Michael props for this because he's made an effort he's making an effort to redirect his channel.
Yeah.
And distance himself from all that. So I'm going to give him props for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to give him props.
I agree.
And he's still, and he's still doing other commentaries, reacting to other YouTubers. So
I think that's the best way to go. Like to really have a diverse sort of, there's some reactors that I watch that they react to everything, anything that's on the news, any political, like everything. And their subscribers know that they can't rely on any one topic. They're just gonna get whatever they feel like reacting to, and that's what they're there for. So I think that for me is where I see a lot of inspiration in terms of where I would like it to go.
Yeah, sure, exactly. So that's why, I mean, for the most part, my live streams, I mean, the last couple of live streams were story times when I had Rock and Roberta on.
Mm-hmm.
They were our story times. She brought her audience along. Now much of her audience are also now are subscribers of mine too. I mean, so it's like, I mean, of course, you're not going to make everybody happy all of the time. That's impossible.
Right.
That's that's not a possibility. But you could, some will come, for the anti-hater videos, and some will come for the other commentary, and that's why it was like when Obese to Be said that he felt it was kind of not, I forget the exact word he used. I don't think he used the word stupid, but I'll use the word stupid.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of said it again, I don't think he used the word stupid, but he said it was kind of stupid of Charlie Gold to devote her entire channel to Amberlynn Reid.
Mm-hmm.
And she boxed herself in a corner. Zachary Michael, on the other hand, even when he was covering Amberlynn and Chantal, he once in a while he covered other stuff. He would do a cooking video. He would do a cooking video from Simply Sarah, for instance, or the Dollar Tree Housewives. He'd do his Nikocado reaction. He'll react to another YouTuber. He's proven to be capable of doing other stuff on his channel.
Yeah, yeah. And he has a really good personality. He has a personality that would be good for something like YouTube. The bubbly personality.
Bubbly.
Yeah, he has
personality, I mean, like I said, I didn't like what he always did with it, obviously.
Right.
But he does have personality.
Yeah, he does.
He does have personality, It is the resting bitch face says, I had a day. Sorry, you don't have to ever apologize, and I keep these streams up. Wode says, before we were subjected to what the people with the money said we had to watch. Now we can make what we want to watch and listen to. It's awesome. Absolutely right, Wode.
Absolutely.
Absolutely right. Damn, Danny, you can't make everyone happy, but as long as you're happy and the ones that truly matter, you'll be all right in life. We are the energy we attract and project. Thank you for that, Danny.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that. Rest in bitch face agrees. Damn, Danny, Zachary Michael was still the nicest of all those React channels. He has a winning personality, and really, he isn't hated too much. I love his attitude, and his BF is adorable. Just needs to move on. And yeah, and I think that's exactly what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly, and I'm going, and I think that should be encouraged, actually. I think that should be encouraged. The other thing to mention about Zachary Michael, he doesn't rely on YouTube money. He has a career.
Yeah, I think that's, especially in the beginning, as with most things that are creative, if you want to maintain your integrity, you have to not have this as your main source of income in the beginning, because then you're only going to go wherever the money is at, and that's a very dangerous thing.
I think so too. I think he has a career, and I think that might be another reason why he decided to move away from all that, because essentially I think he's choosing his career over drama, the drama of Hater Nation,
Right. Yeah.
And, reacting to morbidly obese women with mental health issues. I think he's chosen his career, his day job, and good for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Good on him. Absolutely. Good on him.
Absolutely.
Resting bitch face. Damn, Danny. Amen, sis. There we go. Yeah, I think we're all caught up with the chat here, So So all this to say, I think it's a good idea to diversify. Show your audience you can do other things. Once again, if you change up every so often, you might drop a subscriber or two. That's a given. But, overall, I think there are people, your core audience will stay no matter what you talk about.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, I think you have your core people who really are there for you. And so those that will sort of move depending on what you're speaking about, they're going to come and they're going to go. But you're going to have those who are there because they value what you bring to the table.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think, so I'm glad that, and I thought, it'd be fun, like the two of us here, but we're discussing another topic, and that was what we did. And I think that's a good thing. And we got common viewers here. Danny, I think that is another reason he stepped aside as well. Like other creators with actual legit jobs. He has a legit job within a school. Yeah, I think he worked for a university. I think Zachary Michael, that is. I think he works for a university.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, he has a legit job within a school, and those kind of videos would not be a good look on him. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. Nope. No. And I think he knows that. A career you can fall back on, you can't fall back on YouTube. It won't be forever. Eventually, the train is going to stop, and you'll have to get off the ride. Absolutely right, Danny.
Right. Yeah. And I think, even if you look at some of the biggest celebrities or musicians or what have you, you always see a point in their career where they shift to a new direction or a new project. And I think creatively, you come to a point where you're like, okay, I've done enough in this space. How do I maybe not necessarily rebrand? Because like even in our case, where or commentary channel, people are always going to look for you for your commentary, but sort of change directions. And I think that you see it no matter what field. People who are in the creative space will always sort of shift a little bit, because at some point, how much more are you going to say about the same thing?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we're not, most of us are not going to be making it into the realm of PewDiePie or even Philip DeFranco or Casey Neistat, we're not going to, most of us don't.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah.
And most of us don't even make it to Amber Lynn Reed money.
Right. Right.
Uh,
That's true.
most of us are not even going to make it into that realm, you know?
That's true.
So, you know, YouTube for me is a hobby. I am retired, but I do have revenue. I do have revenue, not as much as when I used to work, but I do have revenue. I'm able to pay my bills.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's what matters at the end of the day. I don't have any employers to impress anymore, or
Right.
be pressed for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know, and that's what the thing. You know, that's the thing. You have to watch what you do if you have a career.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, look, whatever your career is, if your career is based around mental health or some sort of social service, it might not be a good look, you know, for you to be making certain types of commentary now, you know, on but in the sense where if you want to make this a career, then that has to be a loss that you're willing to take. So it has to be a very deliberate thing. It can't just be sort of, that's why even when certain people will go off on social media or make videos that don't really, you know, paint them in the best, you know what I mean, like it doesn't put them in the best light. It's like, you know, these things have to be very deliberate. And at least for me, I would like to create some sort of career out of it. Maybe not, you know, I don't know how it will go, but I would like to create a career off of it. So
Sure.
every move that I make has to be very deliberate in that sense. And even down to the content that I make, because in 3, 4, 5 years, you know, if all is well, I don't want anyone to be able to pull up an old video and, you know, and be able to incriminate me with it.
Exactly. Well, Resting Bitch Face just said, yeah, so many employers check out all social media. Absolutely true.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did. I talked about this in a video. I was talking about Young Dumb Honey Bun. Because that's one girl that's going to have to really worry. If this girl wants a profession and she wants to go into med school, she's going to really have to worry about what's on her channel.
Absolutely.
I used to work in health and social services for the province of Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
And I also served on the union executive. I served on the union. So I do have experience with labor relations in that department. And I took seminars that were given by labor lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
And they told us they do, like candidates and that, they do look through your social media and not just your LinkedIn. In fact, they spend less time on LinkedIn, apparently.
Right.
LinkedIn is a business networking site. It's a job seeking site. So people are obviously going to put their best foot forward.
Mm-hmm.
Employers want to catch you with your pants down, literally and figuratively.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, for when I was in one of my old jobs, I worked for a utility company.
Sure.
And someone had posted, you know, they made a post. We were all on the clock and we all commented on the post. The post was actually inappropriate. And a bunch of us were kind of commenting like, yo, you sure you want to, you know, not a good look here, buddy. But in any event, someone had complained about the post. And by the time we knew it, we were being called into the manager's office and they had all of our screen names, all of our names, everything. And that was my first lesson in the way social media can affect your job. And we all got suspended for it. We didn't get fired or anything, but we got suspended because we were on the clock when it happened. So yeah, and it was a comment. It wasn't even like you know.
It's a lesson to be learned, you know.
Absolutely.
It's a lesson to be learned. I mean, I remember the labor relations lawyer in the seminar gave us an example. There was a teenage girl who worked 3 summers at Parc Safari Africain, which is between Montreal and the Lacolle, Plattsburgh, New York border. Okay, in a town just outside the town of Hemingford, Quebec. And what it is, it's sort of a zoo, but not like they're not really in cages. Like the monkeys are running around loose.
Mm-hmm.
You drive through your car, the baboons are going to end up on the dash.
Mm-hmm. I like those.
and, there's like a park for kids, it's a family place,
Mhm.
and I don't remember. I haven't been to Park Safari since I was a child, and it's probably developed a lot since then. But anyways, there was this teenage girl who worked her summers at Park Safari. When she applied to work for her third summer at the age of 18,
Mhm.
the employer said no because they saw pictures of her all smashing drunk, underage drinking on her Facebook.
Wow.
Yeah. Decided not
Yep.
to take her.
Sounds about right.
You would think they would want somebody who knows the ropes over there because they've worked other summers without incident, because you took her for a second summer, so there wasn't incident in the first summer.
Mhm.
But because they found that picture of her in an underage drunken, she didn't get hired because
Wow.
they felt that kind of image was not suitable, conducive to their family-friendly image that the park was branding itself as.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's like, I think, like most things, the law and certain parts of society, like jobs and things like that, hasn't caught up with technology. So
No.
when it does catch up, people are really taken, by surprise with it. It's like, oh, that's my personal life. Yeah, well, the reality is that your personal life can spill over to your, like, it just can. Like, even at that same job, when I got hired, they said, look, if you walk out of this building and you have your ID on you, and let's say you get arrested, you can get fired. Because, or let's say you're in a public brawl, you can get fired because it reflects poorly on the
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I see that happening. Hang on, let's go back to the chat. Hang on, let's go back to the chat. Yeah, so many employers. Okay. So many people in this generation are not worried. So many people. Hang on. Whoa. Sorry, Whoa Day. So many people in this generation are not worried about jobs. You see how they fill their face and necks with tattoos. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Damn, Danny, either you're made for YouTube or you're not, point blank. Yep, absolutely true. Damn, Danny, again. Hold on, though, Whoa Day. My arms are covered, each with tattoos and half sleeve. That doesn't always matter anymore. Yeah, actually, that's true. We were allowed to have tattoos at my place of work, and when we were working for the government, tattoos were fine for us too. But I don't think they would want to see the kind of tattoos like with barbed wire fence around the neck. I think I think my place of work might have an issue with that, but yeah, overall, yeah, it's true. We have tattoos too, and there was not an issue. Yeah. But I understand what you're saying. I have a job that overlooks it. Okay, that's cool. Danny says, again, I work from home though. I have green hair and tats, but you best believe I get the job done for my clients and doesn't stop me from being the best and giving a good, hard work ethic. Absolutely right. Resting bitch face. Yeah, unfortunate enough to be a full-time stay-at-home mom now. Oh, that's cool. That's great. So I have visible tattoos and brightly colored hair, but my piercings were an issue when I was younger. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I've seen that bosses frown on certain piercings.
Yeah.
Whoa Day. I feel you, Danny. I'm glad you do have a job that doesn't worry about that. I don't know. There are way more ways to make money now than before, where you could be free with your tattoos. Yeah, you're right. I agree at Whoa Day. There are jobs now more open to tattoos and piercings, but at the same time, I get what you're saying, that there's still jobs that will still discriminate, and it depends where you go. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
Whoa Day, the last chat, that was something that people worried about more before, or depending on what type of job you're going for, more it still may matter. Yeah. Exactly.
That's true.
Anyways, I think we're going to cut this, so we're going to say goodbye because it's been 3 hours. What about you? Do you have any last remarks?
No, I just want to say thank you everyone for being here. definitely go follow my Twitter, my Instagram, Nova_REII, and YouTube, Nova Reii Reacts. And yeah, I'll be live on Saturday. We will be talking about virgins and dating.
All right. I can't wait. I'll be there. I'll definitely be
Yes.
there. And Woe Day, if you want to come on to start your own YouTube channel and pretend to be a scientist, like those dudes. Hey, Nova Reii and I are here for it.
Exactly.
We're here for it. We will come and watch you. Okay?
Exactly.
We will watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So once again, the obnoxious e-begging portion of the show. Once again, if you wish to support the channel, you could go check out my Patreon, where I upload about once a month. It's more personalized content. I also do some reactions there too, for as little as $1 per month. So go check it out. As well, for one-time donations, I have PayPal. And I also go to my merch store. There is a Teespring link. All links are in the description box in the video if you're interested. I will be opening a Shopify store for my merch very soon for Canadian customers. And what else? And yes, our Discord server, our relatively drama-free Discord server. We ensure that people are comfortable there. So yeah, not all Discord servers are toxic. Ours, I like to take pride that we have a great group of people and everybody's well behaved. We have rooms to suit all tastes. Again, link is in the description box below the video. You have to be 18 and up to join. You will have to go through a verification process, a quick verification process before you will be able to post. And we had to add that verification process to make it a nicer experience for others, because we had a little issue with trolls not long ago. So we decided to nip that in the bud. The trolls are gone, and we got rid of the trolls, and now we have this verification step. And yeah, so it's a nice place. We have rooms to suit all tastes. And so I hope you all join. Like I said, Nova Reii's channel is linked in the pinned comment below if you're all interested in checking that out. And I think that is it. Take care of yourselves and each other. And I don't know if you have a typical outro.
No. Have a good one. I'll see you on the next one.
We'll catch you on the next one. Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good night, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Do I just leave it? Oh, okay. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, okay. I'm just going to end the broadcast. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Are we gone? Not yet. Ah,
No,
my
not yet.
computer.